Florida is no stranger to world-class sport, and as of 2022, the USA's Sunshine State is now on the F1 calendar. Well, just 3.36 miles of track around the Hard Rock Stadium, and 19 corners make up the Miami International Autodrome, which will challenge the drivers in a tight wheel-to-wheel race.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Miami Grand Prix. Of course, I think there was a famous song, wasn't it, from Will Smith? But yes, we are going to Miami. Welcome to Miami and all that kind of stuff. We got someone on intermediate tires, so ignore him. Oh gosh, I've also turned me thing up as well. How do I turn it down? There we go. Yep, problem with audio again. Standard stuff here in ALR with this blimey contraption. Shocking stuff indeed. Let's go for the drivers and constructors, shall we? And here we go. And of course, in terms of the drivers, then Lucas Percy has got a lead at the moment then over Sam Swift Ninja, then, who had an absolutely dominant performance so far last time out in China. It was a quality drive from the world champion there. But Percy, what a great drive in of its own right there. We're finishing a superb second there after having issues in qualifying. Troy in third position there. Fourth is German there. Fifth is Kezo with Toy Coin in sixth position. Not racing tonight. Amulto and Boxstyle seventh and eighth. With Kaz in ninth position, and Delanda completes the top 10 in the championship. Cam and Mag has not scored yet then, but I don't think Mag's probably not coming back by the looks of things because he's missed 2 races in a row. Has gone MIA. Great stuff. Constructors Championship then, 82 points for Aston Martin, 78 points for Williams, and with 74 points for Haas. It's incredibly close to the top of the constructors. I absolutely love it. Superb stuff indeed then, with the Sauber team on 35, 29 points for RB, 21 points for the Red Bull, Mercedes on 19, 13 for Ferrari, McLaren on 11 points. A big score last time out for McLaren, and they have actually jumped in front of Alpine, who have also had a so-so start to the season, but McLaren's horrific start has not been too bad. Joint constructors is Alpine is currently at the moment there looking very strong indeed. Then Aston Martin are second with third position. The Mercedes team RB in fourth with Williams 2 points further back. Haas only have a point further back from the Williams team. Red Bull in seventh position. And then after that is Kick Sauber on 99 points. 75 points for Ferrari. McLaren on a shocking 14 points at the moment. There's a guy behind me who decides that he is trying to compensate for something. And then in the constructor, in the reserve championship, it is Young Lights who's leading the way on 40 points. Then with 36 points for Kian then, and Speed Kai on 33 points, but enough about the reserves because I'm fed up with them. Let's go. Let's go then to the track itself, and yes, indeed. Then this is Miami, and this is going to be a cracking race. I have no doubt about that. And then on the back straight as well then, let me minimise all that stuff indeed then. So here comes Cam then, who's down the back straight in the McLaren, and very late Cam was, but he got into the car just in a jiffy as well. Indigo also reserving here. It's not the first time Indigo is reserving this season. And now coming out of turn, I don't know what turn it is, into 18 and 19 to finish off the lap then for Cam then across the grid. Hatch and Tech goes fast on a 26.8 so far for the McLaren Mercedes car. Good stuff indeed then. So Indigo then, of course, in the Kick Sauber replacing German, who's not racing here, so that's 4 reserves. Good stuff. Remember, reserves do not score points in the Constructors' Championship. Basically the reason is for this, because teams were just were getting good points for drivers who didn't turn up, and they don't deserve the points, really, to be honest. I really despise so many people dropping out at the moment. It's absolutely annoying the hell out of me. There we go. Of course, I understand everyone's got lives and all that kind of stuff, but don't sign up for something that you can't commit to. Going wide there, Indigo is there, and off the circuit, not hitting the apex either, unfortunately. Yo to Knowles, then Golden Sunshine State there. Yeah, I forgot to turn the audio off for that, and also I broke my other audio as well, which wasn't very good. Coop, as in Soup, who was not a happy chappy with me on Wednesday night because I cut the chicane going onto the back straight, which got out of DRS, and he couldn't cut, and then unfortunately after that Indigo did not get DRS again then, because his tyres were shot. We've also got Camera Racer in here tonight as well, so that's 5 reserves actually. My goodness gracious me, that's a quarter of the bloody grid, man. We've got Young Lights Evening Short. Hello to you, Young Lights, saying golden shower state and rain again. Kaz is saying we're on board the Ferrari driver now on the back straight. Evening Short, welcome back in you go as well there from Serious Mushroom then. Camera's gone fast on the 26.6. By the way, do not be surprised by Camera Racer's pace. He's a seasoned competitor in silver. I think, has he ever raced in gold then? Let me get me old stats sheet up, shall we? Yes, he has raced in gold before. Camera Racer raced in gold to the back end of Season 8. That was his one and only time, and he finished 13th, Camera Racer did. Currently second fastest moment as his teammate Kaz Cam. I've just gone fast as well. Good evening to you, Vintage. Good evening to you, my good sir. And of course, we've got Nameless also out on circuit as well in the Red Bull. So tonight, then, Mercedes are not going to score any points, and Nameless is also wingless as well. Luckily, he is in Red Bull, which does give you wings there, but that's not ideal for Red Bull. Of course, Red Bull then looks like also Boxtel not racing for the second week of running. Good stuff indeed. I might just take a couple of weeks off as well, really. Oh my goodness me. Right. Yeah, not a happy chappy. Right, Mr. Raging Bull. Oh, back end of trying to overtake the front there. Very close indeed there from spinning off there from Mr. Raging Bull, but carrying on nonetheless. Chappers are just starting this up. Delando is on the second part of the lap now then, and cut up into the chicane where I decided to take a shortcut on Wednesday night as well then. So good stuff indeed. Of course, what can I say? Not very good, not good at all. Then, as I do as I say, not as I do, and all that kind of jazz as well. As just watching Delando coming down the back straight for the McLaren team, and of course, McLaren had a great result last time out there. Can they build on that then after that great result? Is that the question is going to be on my mind. Delando, then you can see the Hard Rock Stadium just in the foreground there. Delando across the line going fifth fast at the moment now, out of the six-time runner so far. Indigo's got more in the pocket as well. Here comes the former world champion Lucas Purser with a lovely helmet design there. He gets 10 out of 10 for helmet design from my point of view. Chappers across the line. No, it isn't Chappers, it's the other Williams there, but Mr. Raging Bull coming across the line now. And what does he do? He goes sixth fastest in front of his teammate by 2 seconds. Chappers down the back straight in the Williams machine now as well. DRS and 3 DRS zones around here. Of course, on this back straight as well, on the start-finish straight, and of course the very windy straight there which completes the first sector and starts the second intermediate sector. Chappers across the line. Chappers goes third fast. Has been pretty good this season. Chappers, that's what I say, more than pretty good. He's been very good, actually. As Chappers, Lucas Purser there, the former champion, going second fast. 2/10 of a second away from Kaz at the moment, who is the benchmark in this city that never sleeps. No, that's New York, isn't it? Goodness gracious, I don't know much of my American circuits. What I do know is that there's 3 circuits in the Americas this season. Of course, it's Miami. Then later on this season, we go to the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas, followed by Las Vegas for the second ever race in ALR in Las Vegas. Cannot wait for that one because the first race is a doozy, and expecting more of the same. In the latter half of the season now, but remember the championship picture will be much more clearer than it is at the moment. Albeit then we are starting to see that it could be a 2-horse race in this championship that between Percy and Sam Swift. Troy about 30 points away from the championship protagonists at the moment. Sam Swift fastest out by 3/10 of a second there for Sam Swift there, and I wish those motorbikes would bugger off. Great stuff indeed, guys. Well done. What feels like wild hogs out there. Great. Keza coming up to the back straight as well. Of course, Ezekiel starting his lap now. Brabbit in 13th position. Good qualifying performance from Brabbit last time out. But unfortunately didn't get the result that he would have wanted. I think rain really cost Brabbit because he had a 4th position in qualifying, didn't he, last time out? 8 minutes ago in this qualifying session, we're aiming to lose the 5 slowest drivers in this qualifying trim at the moment now. As we are now coming into the third part of the lap as well, and just about to complete the second sector time. as because they're just it's a very awkward chicane. I hope they don't get rid of that chicane, because that is very much an error generator chicane, as I found out on Wednesday. That's very much an error generator, and I think the chicanes like that, where the cars are probably not the most nimblest and most in terms of most sophisticated performance of the Formula 1 machinery, but those kind of corners I think are is tough for the drivers, and they have to make it tough. As Brabbit, who is superb for a position, once again showing that hopefully he can get some points tonight as well. But I have read that there's rain on the horizon later on in this race. Whether it's in qualifying, whether it's in the race as well, I have not been indulged on that piece of information. Moment. Here comes Legends, the only Red Bull driver representing at the moment. It's currently 8th on the circuit. Really good performance there, of course. Was the Mercedes driver last season. Talking to Mercedes, spoiler alert for the Belgian Grand Prix today. Well, before that, here comes Equals, the only RB driver in the field as well, and going 7 fast for Equals, of course, a Grand Prix winner in that infamous Canadian Grand Prix. Why is it infamous? Because that's Farf's one and only time that he has been a commentator, which I must admit is one of my favourite broadcasts of all time. Nameless down the back straight, and I think the Nameless, of course, gave up his full-time seat, but I must say, since he's been a reserve, has been pretty on it like a car bonnet as we are sitting in the reserve championship. Here comes the Red Bull team then, out of the final turn as well, 19th position there, and going 14th fastest there. Mortal, who was quicker than a hiccup last time in China, can he carry that momentum over in this race? And Knowlesy then with the traditional black helmet, also coming out of the final turn. Also coming out of the final turn and across the line to take 10th position. Immortal also finishing off his lap as well. And he ran out of deployment there, so he's going to be down a bit on deployment, but it's not a problem there because there's a 26-1 there for Immortal, currently second fastest. And I think that might be Menace out of qualifying there in the second Mercedes. Mercedes are not eligible to score points tonight because both drivers are, goodness me, Indigo again. I think it was his teammate, Mr. Raging Bull, then, who was struggling as well there. And Indigo struggling there. The car is not compliant there for Indigo, unfortunately. So Mercedes are not eligible to score again, so that means they're going to be stuck on 19 points there, so not good at all. I think all you Mercedes drivers out there need to probably give your Mercedes counterparts for gold to give them a kick up the rear, I think. So it's unfortunate indeed that Mag not scoring. Great stuff indeed then, and hang on. Immortal's driving a Mercedes. I'm goodness gracious me. Immortal's driving a Mercedes. I don't know what I was talking about, to be honest, but never mind. For our Far Swore and friend and everyone, all of that Canadian broadcast, how dare he then? And Kiki was gifted a membership by Vintage as well. Thank you very much to Vintage. We really appreciate your support as always. Unfortunately for Mercedes is George Russell's been disqualified from the Belgian Grand Prix, which means Lewis Hamilton took a Grand Prix victory instead of George Russell. The car is underweight, and not just underweight by a little, it was massively underweight in terms of Formula 1 trim anyway, so that is quite shocking. Love the helmet design by Troy. We've got some really good helmet designs there. Mr. Raging Bull 3/4 second up in the second split time there. Hop, skip and a jump now from Mr. Raging Bull, then going on to the back straight and getting the power down nicely then. George Russell's been disqualified then for being underweight, and that is a huge blow because George Russell, an audacious strategy in the Belgian Grand Prix. What a strategy it was indeed then. Great stuff. I was sceptical, but he made those tyres work then. He was the tyre whisperer. Unfortunately, though, the car is underweight then, which is it's a fundamental problem, a fundamental thing in Formula 1, isn't there? Over the years there, as Mr. Rage lost a lot of time there and is still 17th at the moment now, currently in the drop zone. Delando starting now lap, just watching Troy, the former world champion of ALR back in season 8 in F1 22, the only season we did on F1 22, I believe. Of course, we're a 24-round world championship. We're equaling that this season now, albeit gold is only going to have 23 races now after we skipped the Japanese Grand Prix a few weeks ago. Troy is almost out of deployment here. Waltzed away with a superb race win in the 100% as a super sub for the Kick Sauber team on Wednesday night then for Troy then. So a really good build-up for for tonight's event then. And Troy then the super Swede over the grid hatches there, goes 6 fastest out for Troy, who's third in the world championship at the moment. But the top two are starting to really scamper away now for Troy. Troy needs to find something in the Haas if he wants to keep himself in championship discussion, which I must say, I know we're only on round 6 then, but already the top two are very much in a league of their own at the moment. Superb stuff indeed that Troy was pooping again pre-race set, but it must work then, must it, because they are looking pretty strong indeed. The two kick Saubers are not looking strong at all. Down in 18th and 19th position there. 4th in the constructors at the moment there, but not looking good at all. And Indigo getting less than ideal preparation time. So Indigo is really doing his practice now. Dilander goes 11th fastest. That's not going to be comfortable either then for the former bronze world champion there. Down in 11th position at the moment there. Keza, of course, a Grand Prix winner. Not been a very good start to the season for Keza, has it? It's been pretty so-so. Nothing to write home about as he skates through the first sector before getting on the power and now onto the back straight. Kaz and Immortal are very happy at their times, and they are going to be sitting very happy in the garage and just enjoying themselves. And tomorrow, of course, and in real world of Formula 1, I should say, as Robert's also retired as well, I think that as Red Bull having a meeting, aren't they, about that second Red Bull seat, which is going to be interesting. Perez started second. I don't want to be a hater on Sergio Perez, but Perez started second there, and Keza kept it just about in track limits. They're very much throwing it, not literally throwing it against the wall there, but goodness me, puts it all on, leaving it all on track there, Keza, and he's found almost just under half a second improvement on his previous best. That's not the overall best of the session. Just getting a lovely slipstream as well from the RB in front of us, which is Young Lights, and hopefully it going to hurt him in terms of dirty air. No, Young Lights very nicely getting out of the way there for Keza. Young Lights, a former Grand Prix winner as well. Out of the final turn then for Keza. Is this going to be enough? It's 7th fastest, a whisker behind his teammate, 2/10 of a second behind his teammate. That should be enough to get him through to qualifying too. Young Lights starters like we're just watching. Indigo's found 6/10 of a second there in the first split time. We got Carter saying Keza, this Keza lad is washed in 7th position. Well, then of course Keza has not really lived up to the hype of last season. As of course, finished 5th in the championship. Keza did, and one of the maybe one of the contenders of the season, and with certainly very much Mr. Consistent up until I think it was a couple of races one race last season where he did not finish in the points there in his whole career. Very superb stuff indeed. Indigo's back end is very much shaken from left to right then as across the line, and Indigo's 17th fastest. Not ideal there. Indigo is still in the drop zone. Remember, it's the bottom 5 that goes out of qualifying. As we just said, Menace don't know what happened, my wheel just didn't turn, hit the brakes, locked up and crashed there. Menace did, so that's why Menace out of qualifying. Lights has invalidated their time. They could be out of qualifying as well. Kupas and Soup down in 15th position. Is anyone behind him improving? So Nameless is now on circuit at the moment now. Danny Rick should get that second Red Bull seat, says Serious Mushroom. Oh, does he deserve it, though, is the question on my mind. You know, I would have put Sonoda in. I know Sonoda's not everyone's cups of tea, but he's done a superb job this season. I must admit, though, up to the last couple of races, Danny Rick has been performing much better than Sonoda. But I got to say, I think that Red Bull are probably going to stick with Perez, but I have a feeling Perez needs to up his game because McLaren could potentially steal the Constructors' Championship, which I can't believe I'm saying there. Goodness gracious me. Young Lights, can't believe he invalidated. He's not happy, Young Lights isn't, and Young Lights out of qualifying, along with Menace as well. Menace has had a technical failure by the looks of things and crashed the car out of qualifying. Knowlesy also out of qualifying as well. No, Knowlesy is through at the moment, but it is Indigo, as Indigo has invalidated his time. Indigo's out of qualifying. What about Mr. Rage? Mr. Rage invalidated as well, so it's between Coop and Nameless to go through, and look at that, there's a lovely slipstream there for Indigo on Nameless. That's good stuff indeed there. And now into the final corner now, out of it, and what can Nameless get through? What about Coop then? Is Coop going to be through? Nameless is through. Nameless is through. What about Coop? Coop's had a couple of tenths of a second. Coop is through, and a great top 5 in the end there. But it is Mr. Rage, Indigo, Young Lights, and Nameless all out of qualifying, along with Menace as well. And I think a lot of those drivers didn't have much preparation time, which is why we're seeing those drivers out of qualifying. Because a lot of them are reserve drivers there, as that horrible chicane coming into the pit lane to slow the cars down. Young like Sonoda should go to should go to Red Bull. I do agree with that, to be honest. I think that out of all of the Red Bull clan, I do think that Tsunoda probably deserves it. Or Liam Lawson. I think that Liam Lawson. That's a wild one, isn't it? I do think Liam Lawson does deserve that second RB seat, though. Unfortunately, if that's the case, I do like Ricardo, but yeah, I think that Lawson deserves to be there personally. It's a hard thing, but I think it should be Lawson and Tsunoda at RB next season. Hopefully they change their name, because that's a horrible name, but I don't think they are. Signs to Red Bull. Now that would be good, and I'm surprised. To be honest, I think the only reason why that's not happening is because of the two parpies of the drivers, and of course Jos Verstappen and Carlos Sainz Senior. Then of course those two did clash a bit when both drivers was driving for Toro Rosso in 2015 and I think the first couple of races in 2016. That's the main reason why Sainz has probably not gone there. Otherwise, I reckon he would have gone, to be honest, to the Red Bull team for next season. First time double Aston through Q1 then. Let's go, Coop. Great stuff indeed there. As a great great bit of trivia there from Lucas Persh as well. Great to see. As certainly I'm not keeping up on the trivia, otherwise I'm just moaning away. They should give Tsunoda a chance. I think he's the next big thing for Red Bull. I'm not sure if he's the next big thing for Red Bull, but he certainly deserves an opportunity. I think he deserves more of an opportunity to Daniel Ricciardo personally, but that remains to be seen. Bring back David Coulthard, I say. That's what I reckon. That's what they should do. They should bring back Coulthard, pull him back in the seat. Yes. I'll be doing backflips if they brought Coulthard back, because David Coulthard joined the Red Bull team in 2005, if anyone didn't know. Brilliant driver indeed, and I think he's a 13-time Grand Prix winner, David Coulthard is. The man, the myth, the legend. I think he was runner-up in the 2000 and... Was he runner-up in 2001, or was it Barrichello in the end? I hope he was runner-up in 2001. Well, I hope so, anyway. I had a really weird thing when I first started watching F1, which... anyone who won the Brazilian Grand Prix used to go on to win the World Championship, and that was true. I think from '94 up until 2000. And I always thought that whoever won the Brazilian Grand Prix would go, and I used to have a cheeky bet that whoever won the Brazilian Grand Prix would win the World Championship, because 94 was Schumacher, 95 was Schumacher, 96 was Hill, 97 was Villeneuve, 98 was Hakkinen, 99 was Hakkinen, 2000 was Schumacher. And then David Coulthard won it in 2001, and I was like, Coulthard's going to win this championship, albeit, let's be honest, the Ferrari started so well that season, and of course it was a pretty impressive season indeed there for the Ferrari team and for Michael Schumacher there, of course, went on to win his fourth World Championship. What's your prediction for pole, Sean? Do you reckon Lando can close Verstappen this season? I don't think he can. I think that Verstappen, I think the second half of the season, Verstappen's probably going to come out just a bit stronger than what he has been in the past couple of races. I don't think Lando's going to be able to close the gap down personally, sadly, which is a shame. And prediction for pole, Serious Motion Men, Sam Swift for pole, and no sound, and no for second then. Not sure for second. Apologies, Serious Motion. I was concerned about the sound then, because I've had problems with the sound then at the opening stage of this stream, which is not ideal. Goodness me, I need to sort everything out there. And also, let's take a look then. Of course, if you've joined the stream, give it a good old thumbs up, because it helps the stream. Apparently, with all the Google Analytics and all that kind of stuff, Equal's wandering over the curb on the outside. That's not where you want to be, but luckily he's got away with that one and carried on his way. He's already had a lot of deployment there from Equals as they come up into the the big stop chicane here, then of course the championship at the moment. Where is Equals in the championship? I hear you, I said. Down in 13th position, but now Equals had a difficult start for himself in the RB team. Toy Coin has been really good this season, but unfortunately, in terms of qualifying, had issues, of course, last time out in China, where I think, was it China? Yeah, where him and German, ironically, both drivers are not on the grid this week, are they? But both drivers then clashed after German was on the lap, and then Toy Coin was behind him. Toy Coin got held up whilst German was also trying to get a lap in as well. So It caused a bit of a ruckus, didn't it, in the old gold paddock? Of course, in real world of Formula 1, then if you're on a lap, then you're not really obliged to get out the way. Equinox goes fast as on a 26.5 to start us on our journey of the qualifying 2 session. Of course, in the real world of Formula 1 now, of course, if you're on a lap, then you're not obliged to get out the way. I think that was reviewed, wasn't it? And then in the end, then I think the stewards did say, well, actually, probably German, who lost a lot of deployment there, wasn't going to improve, but then should have probably got out the way. I think that's what happened there. Maybe I should have read the stewards' report then, potentially. However, I've got really into FIFA lately. EAFC is probably what I should call it, as my Aston Villa team are going very well indeed. Actually, we're not. We just lost the Community Shield to Liverpool, which is shocking. Keza going 4 fast on the Haas card. Mine as I come through thick and fast. Camera Racer currently 5th at the moment. Only a second appearance, Camera Racer in gold. Raced in Abu Dhabi back in season 8. Good stuff indeed then. We've got Indigo. I am so washed then, as the collab will come someday, Sean Indigo saying, because Indigo wanted to commentate with me on tonight then, because Indigo was free. However, my rubbish setup means I can't do co-coms at the moment because people come out of the TV, which would sound absolutely rubbish on stream. What I need is I basically need to have a setup, a permanent setup with desk and stuff like that, a bit like what Knowles has got. Sam Swift coming over the line now and go third fast, but unfortunately, unlike Knowles, I'm not professional. I'm far from it, to be fair, but I do need to sort something out because I would love to, because Favre has also expressed an interest in doing co-coms on Sundays as well, which, to be fair, would be really good actually to have co-coms now, because we could have a good old debate at the moment about the Red Bull team and who's going to be that second seat. We could also have a debate about all these reserves going on. Probably someone should shut me down about the reserves, and I keep moaning about them, but it really hacks me off. And also, probably someone should also shut me down about the Aston Martin, about the Andretti as well, which, by the way, I haven't mentioned Andretti on the last stream. I'm sure I didn't, so I have to throw him back in again, albeit the Alpine team could potentially be sold to Andretti. What about that as a story? They're getting rid of their engine division, aren't they, Renault? Renault does seem to bow out of F1 quite a lot over the years, don't they? Because they've, as a works team, they've dropped out of F1 several times. They, of course, also exited F1 in '97. They've exited F1 back in the '80s as well. Chappers goes 5th fastest. Very similar to Honda, isn't it? That's why Purse has done 9th fast at the moment now on a 26.9. That's why I'm a bit concerned about all these manufacturers coming in, because as soon as the going gets tough, they usually get going, and that's why I do prefer privateer teams. Then bring back the Jordan, I say. Bring back the Jordan. Bring back the Minardi team. Now that's a team that I'd love to see back. I remember, of course, bring some of the younger drivers through as well, the likes of Mark Webber, Fernando Alonso, Giancarlo Fisichella, Cam off the circuit there, invalidating his time as well. You may argue that he didn't really gain any time, but those are the rules, unfortunately. They're just going to stick with Troy for the minute. Jarno Trulli as well, who could forget him, and not forgetting the ever legendary Tarso Marquez as well. Good stuff indeed. We also, who else did we have? Gaston Mazzacani, what a legend he was in the Minardi 2000. Gosh, we could rig off all the legendary Minardi drivers. Pierre Luigi Martini as well. I think he was an absolute legend for Minardi. He always drove for Minardi, I believe, didn't he? Fantastic stuff. Did, of course, Luca Bader. Everyone probably remembers him when he drove for that 2009 Ferrari. But before that, he was driving the Minardi team in the mid to late 90s as well. Luca Bader was, of course, before test driving for Ferrari for an ever long time. It was going to the second Red Bull seat then. I think that Perez is going to stay, personally. That's my hunch. I can't see Red Bull changing it. I don't think Ricciardo is going to give much more. Sonoda is a no-no, according to the management. And Liam Lawson, I don't think they're going to gamble on Liam Lawson either. Troy going at 7 fastest out in the Haas car. Remember that the Constructors' Championship is narrowing ever more, though, isn't it? McLaren are very much putting pressure on. Brabbitt is looking strong at the moment. There, isn't he? Brabbitt is. This is 2 races in a row now. Brabbitt has found some pace in that Alpine. The second Alpine of Knowlesy has invalidated his time. He's got too much pace, Knowlesy has, and unfortunately invalidated his time now. 6 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Two masters debating. Oh gosh, I shouldn't have read that out. Oh dear, oh dear. Of course, give the stream a like. We've only got 5 likes at the moment. Why have we only got 5 likes? I don't know. We've also got, here we go with the Andretti, who set him off. But by the way, because they brought in Fabio Briatore, haven't they? So Fabio's not going to be there to, I reckon he's there to broker a deal, isn't he? I've heard this on the podcast, to be honest. That's where it's twigged. That's where it's twigged. Andy Murray is not retiring from tennis for the time being, as I think he's got through to the second round in the Olympics. Fantastic stuff indeed. I reckon Andretti might try and take over the Endzone team, then, because they've got rid of their engine department now. And, I mean, Alpine, with a Mercedes engine in the back of it and a Mercedes gearbox, it's not really, not very ambitious, is it, for Alpine becoming a customer team? I don't really know, but potentially then they could be set up to maybe getting sold then, and we have known Renault just bowing out of F1 quite a lot of times in the past, and as I mentioned, bring back the privateer teams as I mentioned earlier on, then get Jordan back. That's what I'd love to see. We'd love to see Jordan back in F1, wouldn't we? Evening, Rocket Lee. Hello, my good sir. And it's great to have Rocket Lee along for the journey as well. By the way, I think that Rocket Lee's friend, Anthony, did a great job on Tuesday on his debut there, getting fast lap. I was pretty sublime as well then, and I must say that hopefully Anthony gets a full-time seat in bronze soon then, because he has been superb stuff indeed there. Yellow flag out there for one of the Ferraris. Camaro going third fastest there. Are we surprised by Camaro's performance here? I'm not, because Camaro's been so quick over the years in silver. It's just been the race trim that it's always let Camaro down there, but in qualifying trim, Camaro is second to none. He has won the best one-lap performance in all of Formula 1 ALR, and he has shown it tonight then. But am I surprised? I said I wasn't earlier on, but I have changed my mind, because that is pretty much he is cooking in that Ferrari. Maybe Ferrari might want to see have Camaro maybe in the one of their Ferrari powered cars going forward. So just watching Camaro on the back straight one there third at the moment. His teammate Kaz down in fourth. It's very difficult to qualify out qualify Kaz. That is a big statement of intent. Here comes Cam, who's had a bit of troubles in the 100%, hasn't he? Now, Cam has said, and so far this season is not really. He's got no points so far in that McLaren Mercedes there. McLaren are struggling in the joint constructors, only 14 points so far from all through championships. Round 6, that's pretty miserable figure, and only 11 points so far in the constructors championship, currently down in 9th position there for McLaren, so not going anywhere too fast is the McLaren team. As just coming down into the big break in chicane then, as I've really hurt my thumb there. Ow, I think I've broken a nail. That's not good, is it? Ooh. Oh dear, oh my word. And now into the, as we've got yellow flags, so do not worry about that, folks. Yellow flags will be more concerned about in the Grand Prix itself. On the back straight, and down we go then. Of course, under the flyovers there, of course, Miami, hopefully McLaren could get a win with, like they got a win with Lando Norris here, didn't they? Maybe we could say something similar tonight then with Delando or Cam, which would be their first ever Grand Prix win in ALR Gold history then. Locking up there. Goodness me, that these tyres then are not going to do too much mileage after this lap, but Cam is in the pits there. 3 minutes to go in this qualifying session. There's a lot of pressure now on Cam. The second McLaren is also in peril. Immortal, unbeknownst to me, whilst I've been waffling away, has just gone up to fastest so far. Has he been there for a long time? I think he may have been there for a long time. Delando also, what's that? Delando's out frustration for the McLaren, or is that an issue for the former bronze champion? He is coasting down the back straight. Used tyres, Sean's 25's incoming, mushroom his head, golly gosh! So, what has Delando got then? Whilst Delando goes for gold, and out on circuit now is Keza. This is a good opportunity to tell Serious Mushroom and the rest of you that this is the third Grand Prix we have raced here in Miami. You've only raced here in Season 9 and Season 8. Percy won the season before, and then of course it was Troy who won in Season 9. But Percy was on pole position last time I was around here of a 26.5, which we've already broken. So we're already going for all-time lap records around here. Liam Year's got the all-time lap record, which was back in Season 9. And look at this, and the two Haas cars, they're dragging each other along there into the chicane as well. Oh, I've really hurt my nail. I think I'm actually bleeding. I'm going to faint. Is that what we've been watching the Olympics, by the way? I don't want... Oh, Kessler is in the wall. That's a huge mistake for the Haas car. He has damaged the wing. As we mentioned, that was an error generator, that part is. And Kessler is out of qualifying because that's a lot of downforce he's going to miss out. It's going to be Underseer Central. And that is... And I think that Kessler is absolutely furious there. And Delando is also involved in what they're all just falling by the wayside here. Goodness gracious me! And it is there's going to be a lot of sorrow here tonight. And maybe you should put some steps on because that is not ideal at all. And we're going to just watch the world champion Sam Swift going through the opening couple of bends here. Keza out of qualifying he's not. He's still in the moment there. And Delando has made a mistake there and is currently out of qualifying. So there's a half a chance for Keza. Sam Swift with incredible. Look at that. He's almost off the circuit. Delando out of qualifying. That has been confirmed. After Wednesday, I feel like I live in Miami. Sirius Bush was saying that it was a very long old race Wednesday, wasn't it? I was absolutely shattered, to be fair. I think I need to be shattered more often when I'm racing, as I did actually make, apart from cheating across the chicane, which unfortunately Coop very much exposed me, but having said that, it is shameful behaviour. How dare I do that? But luckily, oh, Sam said I thought he clipped the inside barrier there. And of course, I also got a 3-second penalty as well. I didn't get it for that instant, ironically, which I should have done, to be fair. Here is the world champion then coming down the back straight now, then. And you can see then now Sam Swift's got one more decision to make then. When is he going to break? What's he looking for? Just before the 50-metre board and locking up the inside front tyre before getting back on the power for the world champion. Out of 18, out of 19, across the line, and it is a 25. Mushroom very much hitting the nail on the head there. And that's why I have Mushroom in the comment section there, because he is very much my Ted Kravitz. Fantastic stuff indeed. We got one of the answers much well, but Coop, 2,000 on the second down. Coop is, but I think he's abandoning his time. Coop is very much going to be looking over his shoulder. Troy's in Valentine as well. Golly gosh, there's an open goal for someone around here tonight, but who will it be? And who am I looking for? I'm looking for Brabbit. Here is Brabbit, 4/10 of a second up there, and that is fastest for Brabbit by 400 of a second there. Wow, incredible. Camero is still in full position. Camero is showing some speed here tonight. And I have just spluttered all over my my phone. Equals across the line as well. Equals staying sixth fastest. Chappers is currently a quarter of a second up. Then Chappers is also going to extend his advantage. He has indeed. Cam's still in qualifying mode. Lucas Percy, the former champion, currently down in 12th position. Not anymore. He's in 9th position. Keza is still there, but Troy is out of qualifying. And I think it's on both. No, it's Ledge is down in 14th position there. Oh my goodness gracious me. Wow, and Keza is through. He was absolutely, he was livid, wasn't he? But Keza has made it through somehow. They've all fallen by the wayside. And Troy and Coop, Knowlesy, Legend, and Delando out of qualifying. Through in the qualifying three is Keza, Percy, Cam, Equals, Camera Racer, fantastic. Chappers, Immortal, Cass, Sam Swift Ninja, and Brabbit. Brabbit is flying, Serious much been saying that. Sean, we should be in gold. We should be racing in gold then. We definitely should, Farf. I must admit, our speed on Wednesday was fantastic. Albeit, let's caveat that, shall we? Farf, I think, was in the Alpine, but I was in the fastest car, or second fastest car, or the second fastest car. So let's be honest, if we weigh it up, if you put it in an equal performance, you kind of got to... let's just say that I probably would have been 20th and last there. And by the way, the reason why, to be honest, the reason why I cut that chicane was because Farf told me to. Right, anyway, yes, Percy, I'm so slow. Keza by the skin of his teeth, Farf is saying, and no Troy then, wow, nice times, 25, sort of Rocket Lee is saying, let me get my cannon monster out. I've got an addiction. I haven't had this kind of addiction since lockdown days, to be honest. Not good at all. McLaren's are the third or fourth fastest, as we're saying. Really? Sir, Alex has been lying to me. I'm absolutely apoplectic now. Oh, goodness me. I thought we had trust as well, Alex. I'm devastated. To be honest, though, I do think that not many people like Miami, and I think I kind of benefited from the fact that I stole the Serious Mushroom setup as well. It was very stable for the race there. A lot of drivers only use 100%, I think, for practice as well, whilst I'm racing my little posterior off. Whilst a lot of drivers are just trying to get some race practice in for gold, silver, and bronze. Oh. But yeah, anyway, the Olympics. I love the Olympics, fantastic. Of course, the athletics haven't started yet. That's my favourite part is the Olympics. I must admit, I don't want to sell the synchronised divers and all that a bit short, but yeah, it wasn't the most thrilling thing in the world, I must say. Very interesting stuff indeed. And why do they? I do ask a question. Why do they always have a shower after diving? That's what I want to know. That's the most important question of the day, not the question of who's going to be on pole position, who's going to win the Miami Grand Prix, who's going to take momentum going into the next round of the World Championship, which is the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. I said that right, fantastic, goodness me, I am on fire tonight, yeah, fantastic. Nothing wrong with sharing that setup, Serious Mushroom say, definitely not, but unfortunately, Mushroom, I'm not going to be sharing my setup because my setups are rubbish. I think most of them are default anyway, I just don't have the patience for that. But I must admit, after being an absolute boat down the back straight in China, I think I definitely did need a setup there as well to clean off the chlorine. The chlorine. Oh my goodness me! And that's the Percy into the wall, and that's the first lap done for the former champion here. And Percy said he was struggling. I made myself jump as well, and I think I'll give myself cramp in my foot. What happened there? Yeah, he went wide there. We only seen the back at the finish of that there. And goodness gracious me. That is not ideal at all for Percy, and I've got myself cramp in my foot. Absolutely shocking stuff indeed then. All four of us should be in a party if we didn't make you free. Troy, Rage, Alex, and me. Oh dear, that's not ideal, is it? For me to go. Maybe that is why we all didn't get into the Queue free because Alex was distracting you. Who's in the background there? That's Equals, who's currently 6 months. This is a good performance for Equals tonight. I'm loving that. Fantastic stuff indeed. That of course. Of course, I do not have any favourites. Having said that, I'm very much a big favourite of Mumford doing so well in Silvermont. I love seeing that. Equals crossed the line at 27-1 then, but Mushroom, is that on used tyres? I ask you, my good sir. Kaz going across the line at 26-3. Is that also on used tyres, Mushroom? I need to know. Sam Swift Ninja currently on pole position on 26-2. Is that also on used tyres, Mushroom? What about the second Ferrari of Cameron? Oh, my goodness me, this man is flying now. Get him in goal! I say he's doing superbly well. It's great to see. I say though that it's not a surprise. As I said earlier on, the camera racer is so quick in one lap pace. Another driver who I reckon will be really quick in one lap pace and gold is Immortal on pole position by a quarter of a second. Magnificent stuff indeed there for Immortal. They're going for his second pole position of the season. No, it isn't. Sam just stole it at the very end there, didn't he? But Immortal, who's been on pole position 5 times in his career, 6 times in his career, going for a 7th one moment there. But Brabbit is a 10th for a second back moment. This is great to see Brabbit, by the way, because Brabbit has been grafting away, and of course struggling in his first season as full-time gold driver, has been grafting away. But what a performance he's been in the last 2 races. He deserved a lot more, but unfortunately rain affected Chinese Grand Prix. But tonight looking strong indeed. Champion's going 5th fastest there. Lucas Percy has changed the nose cone and back out now. Carter, Keza in the wall. Keza is currently in the pits as well. Of course, Keza did go in the wall earlier on in this race. Of course, Keza has a lot of his fans in the comments tonight. They absolutely love it. Whether he's in the wall, in the pits, or in the mud, I don't know. Goodness me. Watching Percy there on the back straight as well. Top 2, I think, are new. Top 3 now. Top 4, I should be saying. It is absolutely changing, isn't it? By the way, like the stream. And we're one away from 600 subscribers. Fantastic. What does that mean? I don't really know in the grand scheme of things, but let's get to 600, please. I'll be absolutely loving it. Oh, look. Well, Percy now cutting the chicane that he's done to me. Of course, I told Percy everything that he knows about cutting that chicane on the back straight then as well. Why does Percy need to know about cutting corners? Because this man never cuts any corners. Unlike this ginger guy who's in the commentary box at the moment, he always cuts corners. In life and in Formula 1. And I think I need to have a shower, to be honest, because I've just had a bit of a stench come up, and I'm not sure if it's in my nether regions as well. On the board now with Percy. Too much oversharing, Sean. Put that monster down, and let's watch Percy on the lap then into turn 1. Of course, we're in the shadow of the Hard Rock Stadium there, and the opening split around here is fantastic, isn't there? There's a lot of naysayers about this circuit, isn't there? But I must say the first sector is pretty good there. But you can see, though, that we're on board with the driver said, don't you feel like that we're living on the edge of performance and the edge of skill of Percy and beyond there, going over the curb there. We're on ground effect cars, and so that car certainly bottomed out, and I reckon it lost Percy a bit of time there. But how much time we'll find out then as the second intermediate split time is coming up in just a jiffy then. You're seeing that bridge now. When is he going to break? Yes, just before or just after that bridge, and locking up the inside shoulder of the tyre. And now as we come into this middle part of the circuit now, and it's very much point and squirt and hop, skip and a jump over the curbs. And now under the flyover onto the back straight as well. And we've got one more braking zone to go. That is the big braking point down into turn number 17. I think it is DRS battery deployment. Then is very much at the limit there for the Aston Martin. And where is he going to brake? Just before the 50-metre board. Has he gone in too tight there? Has he missed the apex? And that looks a bit long to me then. On the 18 and 19 then, across the grid hatches, across the line, it is fifth fastest for the former champion. And as he got time left, then it's a very long lap around here. It's about an 85-second lap, this one is. And just like Percy, Cam has done the same thing. They're very straddled the curbs. Surprised Menace didn't get through. Seriously, saying Menace had an issue with his steering wheel by the looks of things and crashed in Q1, unfortunately. So that's why Menace is out of qualifying. Technical problems there for the Mercedes driver, I believe he's in tonight. Then Ferrari there just crawling before getting on the limit then. Currently then, who's going on pole position then for the Miami Grand Prix? Percy's on pole position in the past. Troy's been on pole position as well, I believe. Was it Boxer? It might have been Boxer. Only, so Percy, can he get two-time pole sitter around here? Or are we going to get a new pole sitter? Sam Swift is waiting in the wings. Brabham and Immortal, currently the two men that lock out the front row of the grid. We come down the back straight as well. And apparently it's 24 degrees outside. Fantastic. Why has my phone told me that? I do not know. But it's nice to know. In here it's probably quite hot in here actually, because I'm sweating like I'm sat next to a salad bar across the line, and Cam going fifth fastest. He hasn't got any points so far, Cam hasn't, but looking strong here tonight then. Percy crawling on the back straight, just watching Kaz now, and calls Kaz has had the pace, hasn't he, in qualifying, but unfortunately Race Trim has not scored as much as he would like in the Ferrari. 24 I think he is, isn't he? I couldn't see the number there, but yeah, was it 34? I apologise profusely, Kaz. How dare I? He's even got the number on his gamer tag as well. Look at that, straightens up the corner at turn 16, and the yellow flag in front of us. Do not worry about that. That's just his teammate. It's his teammate Cam going to give Kaz. No, Camaro going to give him a slipstream. I think that is just about that. Yes, this could be enough for pole position. 2.5 minutes ago in this qualifying session. Breaks down then into a third gear. Just 50 miles an hour. Back on the power now. Almost all over the curb then. Into the final turn as well for the Ferrari. Kaz, can he go on pole position? He can. It's a 25-7 there for Kaz. It is pole position for the Miami Grand Prix. And this will be Kaz's first pole position of his career, if he can stay there. Camera racer on the lap and running. Cam, by the way, there's too many Cams in here. On board camera as well. Love the helmet it's on, by the way, as well. Fantastic stuff. Camera racer's always got one of the better helmet designs of the season. Superb stuff indeed. First sector. Going a bit wide there, but lovely stuff indeed. And very close to the wall for Cam. And almost so close I can reach out and touch the car. As Murray Walker used to say when we was racing around Monaco all the way back years ago. Fantastic. Up to the second split time as well. Oh, that is so good. So good indeed there for Camaro. That is inch perfect there. And I must say that these drivers are just, look at it, they're hitting their marks constantly. I thought the back end was trying to step out there for Cam, but he tamed that rear posterior. Lovely stuff indeed. On the back straight now. And there's a car in front of us. And is he going to get the same service as he got from his teammate for the RB in front of us? I think that's Equals in front of us. And we're staying with the Ferrari now. And once again, then dropping down into second gear though this time, unlike his teammate who took third gear through turn 17 there. On the now coming up to the line as well, it's a 25-7. It's not enough for pole position, but it's enough for fifth on the grid. That's a superb effort indeed. Cam, welcome to gold. That is superb stuff indeed there. I don't think he's a full-time driver in gold, but superb stuff. Here comes Sam Swift Ninja, currently a 10th for a second up in the first sector. Brabant coming into the second sector as well. Immortal out there. Cam currently on pole position in the first pole position of his career so far. Kez going fifth fast. I think that's a great recovery from Kez after what was looking very bleak indeed. Kaz is coming to the pits and call it a day. Percy has done just about enough then to get out there and get a timing, but you can see he's got a lot of battery deployment already because he had to race around there to get a time on the board then, so not much depth then. So Percy has already lost a lot of battery now. I think he had about 70% as he started. Swift across the line. Swift is second fastest. It's not enough then by 300 of a second. It's currently Cal still on pole position here. Oh my goodness gracious me. Brabant. What has Brabant got here? Cam Brabant, the former silver champion. It's pole position for Brabant on a 25-6 there for the former silver champion. Has arrived in ALR and is really starting to get his feathers up now across the line. And Immortal's only third fastest. Brabant could be on pole position for the first time in his career. Whereas Percy, 2/10 of a second up in the second sector. Here comes Equals out to the line. 6/10 of a second for Equals. That's going to be in the heart of the top 10, I feel. Here's Equals. His fifth fastest. Exactly smack bang in the middle. Great stuff indeed. That Chappers has found 6/10 of a second. That is going to be on the edge of fifth position, and he's going to steal that fifth position away from Equals if he can keep this one going. Then breaking point. Then big breaking point indeed. Easy for me to say. For Chappers, then Chappers currently 10th on the grid. 26.7 is his personal best. This is much better. His fifth position. He's in the 25.9. What about the former champion Percy? Then it wasn't the best preparation lap there, but it's a good finish here and sixth fastest. I think that's good. Damage limitation, but it is pole position number one for Brabant. His first pole position of his career in ALR Gold then. And what a performance for Brabant then. He has been threatening that, hasn't he? He has found performance in the Alpine this season. Brabant is very much arrived in gold then. Fantastic stuff indeed. By 91 hundredths of a second for the top two. Brabant pole position with Kaz alongside on row one. What an incredible front row that is then. Can those two get a good strong race? And it's been difficult races so far for both those two drivers this season. But let's see how we go then. But Brabant's first pole position, what a performance. Brabant is going to be celebrated, but not for too long, because Brabant, of course, has a very high bar when it comes to performance. He wants to convert this into a Grand Prix win. I am sure of it there. So as much as Alpine want to celebrate, Brabant is going to tell his team to calm down, because 25 points is up for grabs for himself and the Alpine team. Great stuff indeed. Nosy, let's go Brabant. Wow, Brabant from Moomin. Sam Swift Ninja, worst of my entire life. I lost 6/10 of a second. Brabant's a beast. Well done, Brabant. Raid is similar to China. Great pole up, Brabant. And hi everyone. Charles has arrived in the chat. Then hello to you, Moomin. Rain is coming down then, and it's that intermediate tires I see in the pit lane. It is indeed. This is what happened in China, which I think cost Brabant, because he had pace in the dry, but in the wet then is probably going to struggle again, and goodness me, history is repeating itself. We'll be back after these short messages. Welcome back to the Miami Grand Prix. Let's go through the grid from back to front. It is intermediate conditions out on board with Menace. He's 20 from the grid. Then the two Kick Salvers at 19th and 18th position. Mr. Rage of Indigo. Lights in 17th with Nameless in 16th position there. We've got problems between Camera Racer and Cam. They've both been disqualified from the formation lap. Dylan in 15th position. 14th is Legends with Knowlesy in 13th. Coop as in Soup in 12th position. Troy down in 11th position there. 10th and 9th then is Camera and Cam. Camera and Cam. Yeah, 8th position is Kessler. I think they'd be happy with that because the fact he only just got through by the skin of his nose cone from qualifying 2. Equaz in 7th position. Percy in 6th. Like Kessler, I think it was a difficult qualifying. He'd be happy with 6, surely. Chappers, superb 5th position there. Once again, the two Williams teams are looking strong then. And then this is good for the Constructors' Championship. They're the highest placed team in terms of joint qualifying performances. 3rd position is Immortal. 2nd position is Kaz. Whilst Brabbit in his first ever time on pole position for gold. Then he's had many pole positions in silver. First time on pole position for gold. And here we go. Right here, right now. It is time for the Miami Grand Prix. I think it's raining for the race, guys, and Moomin is saying we've also got good local drivers in these conditions there, and goodness me, this is certainly not the conditions we expect from Miami. We usually come to Miami then in our Speedos and all that kind of stuff. Well, I certainly do. Oh, Brabbit is not lined up very well there, and that's cost him a couple of meters, I think, off the grid there. Menace just coming into view now then. We've got 20 cars on this circuit. That is, we are going to go racing in Miami in just a few moments' time then, as the pressure is on then. It is raining here in Miami. This may not have been what the drivers were expecting, but of course we've had a couple of rain affected races in the 2 Grand Prix we have had so far in ALR here in Miami, as I've got there we go. Right then is we got 3 lines, we got 4 lines, we got 5 lines, and where they go will be taken off and here in and it's go for the Miami Grand Prix. And what about the pole sitter for the first time? Brabant's been perfect and going down the inside of Sam Swift Ninja, contact between the 2 cars. As Sam Swift has taken it, but Kaz has retaken it back. And now the former the world champion is fighting with his championship competitor as they all get through. They all got through nicely, have they? Goodness me! And there's side-by-side action in the opening stage. And it's a tough first sector, especially on these conditions. It's the first time they're racing in the wet around here. And my goodness gracious me! And have they all been behaved well? Have they? They may have done. Then Camera Race has dropped down 3 positions so far. His qualifying before has been fantastic. Back at the front then, Brabbit leads and no DRS just yet, which might help him. Percy is looking strong in these conditions so far. And look at the top 2 then, fighting wheel to oh, Sam Swift there, and Kaz has taken the lead then, and there's more. Oh my goodness me, and Sam Swift almost off the second there, as Percy and Sam Swift are fighting for position there, and it is getting very hairy and scary there. And Kaz takes the lead then, before we've even completed lap 1 then. Equaz is now past Troy then, or they swap in positions there, aren't they? There they are then, is that Troy has got past Equaz, and is following his teammate through the Mickey Mouse chicane, and Cooper's up into 10th position already, up 2 positions there. It's the Aston Martin driver back in the front then, and Kaz has got a 6/10 of a second lead already, with Brabbit in 2nd position. Percy's out all over the gearbox, and Brabbit then the forward pole sitter. Once again, the rain has not been favourable then to Brabbit up the inside. There goes the former champion. Yes, he has got past, has he? No, yes, he hasn't, but he's forcing Brabbit out wide. Remember, it got very sticky there between. Oh my goodness me, and Sam Swift is through. Brabbit after 1 lap is dropped from 1st to 4th here. That one complete. The gap is 5/10 of a second already. And we go down into turn 1. Sam Swift is now in a superb position there. 4th is Brabbit, dropping down 3 positions there. Horror show for the former pole sitter here at the moment there. As they rise underneath me as well. And Immortal down 2 positions. Chappers down a position as well. My goodness gracious me. And now then the top 2 in the championship are 2nd and 3rd in this race. My word, what a great start this was then. On board with Percy, Troy, all over the gearbox of his teammate. Mr. Raging Bull has come into the pit lane. A difficult race last time out for Mr. Raging Bull. And look at him almost spinning off there. Sam Swift, who had a dominating performance, didn't he, in the Chinese Grand Prix. This one looks a bit more tougher then for the world champion. Percy is flying out there, and he's on the outside of the Ferrari, and he's going for it. He's having a look on the outside, but the Cam there, slamming the door shut. Almost contact between the 2 championship roles as well, the top 3. already a second away from Brabham at the moment now. How long is this rain going to last is the question I hear you asking. I do not know. Menace is up 7 positions. What a start from Menace. Lights is up 6 positions. What a great start for those 2 drivers then. As the tyres start to take that out, they're all on the intermediate tyre so far on lap 2. As you can see them, it is only light rain at the moment. How Percy has gone from attack to defence now, because here comes the world champion Sam Swift all over the gearbox, and now alongside the Aston Martin. Is he through? Not quite. Percy there is hanging about dry, giving him just about a car's width there, and that is all you can ask for your competitor. Great racing for both of them. Knowles has got past Cameron dropping down the order. Sam Swift is now through, and Sam Swift is powered. Look at his contact between the 2 cars, and down into turn 1. Sam Swift is taking it, but Percy, is he going to come back up and under? No, not quite then. And this is exactly what Kaz wants, because he's out running away for it, and Percy almost skated off the circuit there as the 2 championship rivals are going head to head here. It is very much all or nothing. Percy almost skated off the circuit again then here in this one. My goodness gracious me. Percy knows that he has the advantage at the moment, and he doesn't want Sam to scamper up to the distance. That Chinese Grand Prix win, that dominating win from Sam Swift there, certainly may be living very much fresh in the memory of Percy. But now then, as Troy has got past Keza, Zate orchestrating maneuver there for the Haas team. We got the Williams of Chappers now also giving a lot of grief out from the Mercedes car of Mortal, and now we got Menace, who's now through and up into 12th position now, flying through the field nicely done indeed. Lights also up to 10th position spot in the RB. Great stuff. Camera Racer struggling. He is from the top 10 all the way down to 19th here, Camaro is. And unfortunately, that's a bit lovely shot here, by the way, for the world champion there. And look at this, Sam Swift. You can just see his eyes peeking out from underneath the central structure of the halo. On board now with the T-cam of Sam Swift, and he is gaining, is he? Not quite. I remember no DRS in these conditions at the moment. Of course, these are deemed slippery racing conditions at the moment, as Kaz is still leading at the moment, but Kaz may start to get defensive here. What can Kaz do then? Can he defend against Sam Swift, who seems to be a freight train at the moment, never fast enough of the race? He's steaming through at the moment. Sam Swift back on board then with the world champion, going down into turn 1. Not quite though. Climbing all over the curb though is Sam Swift, but he's got a lot of confidence in these conditions, hasn't he? Sam Swift, he is definitely living up to his name as well. My goodness gracious me. Absolutely incredible stuff indeed. The race and movement, I agree with you. What incredible racing between Percy and Sam Swift in those last laps or two. That was fantastic. It really was indeed there. All 20 cars are still running, but Mr. Raging Bull had to come into the pits earlier on in this race, and Cam's almost off the circuit. That seems to be their normal racing line, to be honest, doesn't it? As they go over the curb. Incredible stuff indeed there. They're just back on board with Sam Swift there, and deploying again there, but he's right at deployment here, but he's not got much challenge from behind now in terms of Percy. So Percy there just dropping back ever so slightly. Sam Swift in car 5 then is starting to really pull away. He's been putting the pressure on Cass, hasn't he, for a lap or two now, but really it's starting to drop Percy as well. There's Percy coming back at him then. Percy may feel that he may have another opportunity, but his opportunities could be limited. As soon as Sam Swift's through, I think this could be a run and hide session like it was. It feels like it was trying. It feels like, because Sam Swift does feel like that he has got a lot of performance in his car tonight there. Once again, like China on the outside, contact between the two. That's debris. Sam Swift has got debris as it's hit the Ferrari, and that is not ideal at all. Sam Swift has got some damage to the front wing in there, and we were saying of how good the racing was, but then, oh my goodness me, and Percy is at the fastest racer, and Percy and all cows also fighting with Percy going down into turn 1. Oh my goodness gracious me. Oh my goodness gracious me, far. So, as Sam Swift has got damage, but he is still 7/10 of a second up the road there. This damage is going to hurt him in the first sector. Look, the car is not compliant anymore for the champion, and this is not ideal then. And this is very much gone back into advantage at Sam Swift. Far potentially do not see that part there. That tap there was more like, oh my goodness me. Right then, let's leave it there. So just watching it. Oh, I've got my headset off. Oh. A bit of decorum, please, Mr. Commentator. Sam Swift then leads the way. 5 laps in now from Percy in second. No DRS just yet, and Lights has got past Keza here. Keza now up into, now down into 9th position at the moment. There is just watching Lights. I blame Farf, to be honest, because as soon as Farf was in the chat, it all went a bit skew-whiffed, didn't it? But Sam Swift's still got a lead there. They've still got as Mr. Rage, unfortunately, second week in a row, Mr. Rage is struggling at the back of the pack. Then here comes Percy, and look at that, Sam Swift is limping, wounded. Then the championship leader, the world champion, who's I think second in the world championship, and then Brabbit. And look at this, and Troy up the inside, passes Chappers, and Chappers down into 7th, and after a brilliant qualifying performance, dropping down to 7th now. But Troy then making his way through the field nicely indeed. That Percy leads. Sam Swift first, having a look there, but how bad is his damage going to be? And is he going to lose time now? Because look, here comes Kaz, come back at him as well. Karen Race has got a 3-second penalty. Cooper's now back up into the top 10. Equal's dropping outside the top 10 down to 11th position. And there's Chappers, who's well off the racing line now, drifting off a bit. And because of that, that is going to really entice Young Lights, who had a superb race around here on Wednesday night. Of course, what about now then for Young Lights? As we're on board, and Young Lights racing as a reserve driver, having a sniff, but nothing more than that. Oh, goodness me, Chappers, who's been very impressive, hasn't he, so far for this season? Very impressive indeed, deserves more than what he's got so far. Percy is leading the way at the moment. Sam Swift in second position. Damage for Sam Swift. Damage when him and Kaz came the blows down the back straight. They seem to just merge together, shouldn't they? You should never really crash on the straight, should you? So I'll leave it up to you. To you guys in the comments there, but I think that Sam Swift is going to be feeling very unhappy with that. Maybe Kaz as well, but luckily Kaz has not got any damage there, but it's certainly halted his momentum. Brabbit, our pole sitter, down into 4th position now, 2.5 seconds away currently from the top 3 is Brabbit then, as Brabbit then struggling these conditions once again, just like China, as we drop down into the turn 17 hairpin before getting back on the power, going back at the front then. Percy is not really wandering away. That just shows that Sam Swift, even with a car that is damaged, he is still in this to win it then. It's the top 3 are 2.5 seconds away from Brabbit at the moment there. And there they are, because certainly would love a podium here. Menace has got himself up to 11th position now. He kind of stalled, didn't he, behind Equals, but is now back on the move and back into 11th position now is Menace, just 1 position away from the top 10. And who is that? That's Coop all over the gearbox of Keza on board with the Aston Martin driver. One Aston Martin is leading, the other Aston Martin currently down in 10th position, but there's Coop there. Coop and Chappers, really impressive stuff this season. And I think that both of them do deserve more points than what they've got so far, but strong performances there. Both of them have got some pace in their right foot this season there, which is good to see. Back on the back straight there, and it's looking very hairy between Mortal and Troy. Mortal has kept that position, and they're homing in on the back of Brabbit. No DRS just yet, and Young Lights has passed Chappers. Up into 7th position, there goes Young Lights, and through goes the RB. Remember, reserves do not score points, though, for their constructors team then. My goodness me, if he's not changing the wing, that must mean it will dry. So Serious Mushroom, that is what Serious Mushroom reckons, that Sam Swift is not coming to the pit. He expects it to dry up soon now. Look, Brabbit there once again is going to weave in here. As long as he does not weave in the braking zone, it should be all fine and dandy. Lewis Hamilton did that in the 2010 and 11 Malaysian Grand Prix against, I think it was against the Renault team, wasn't it, of Petrov, wasn't it? But this time, no, it's Brabbit and Immortal rather than Hamilton and Petrov. Albeit very similar machinery. Of course, Hamilton and Mercedes, and Petrov at that time was in the Renault, which of course is the Alpine these days. As Lights then looking to the right-hand side there, I think that looking in his wing mirror to see where Chappers was. Chappers is about half a second away, as you can see. We've got very much a concertina effect at the moment. Brabbit got very good top-end speed. I wonder if Brabbit is set up for the dry here, and that might strengthen the point that Serious Russia was making, that we might see some dry running. Lights has got a 3-second power. penalty. That is added to our other 2 drivers with penalties at the moment. On board with the former champion, Troy, eh? Lovely helmet design. Currently in 6th position around there. Troy making up a few positions on the opening. I say making up a few positions, starting 11th. Up into 6th position now is Troy. Superb stuff indeed there. 21 laps to go. And he has got a run here, but is he going to run out of deployment there for the Haas cars? So in front of us is the Mercedes. Of course, the Mercedes is not deploying anything. That is just the rain light on the back of the car at the moment. Brabham is helping Sam massively here with his end plate damage far from saying, and he certainly is saying, because this gap is now 4.2 seconds between Brabham and Kaz. So Sam Swift will almost, I expect, it's going to be a 5 second plus stop now for Sam Swift with that front wing damage, which once again is doing a bit of weaving. Of course, that is how much time you lose there for changing the front nose cone. So it'd probably be about a 7-8 second stop, which is a lifetime these days in Formula 1 with these sub 3 second pit stops on board Sam Swift. That is all over the gearbox of a person. Once again, Sam Swift is really very much lined up the circuit. Then 10's up into 10th position now because Menace said after just 9 laps, Menace has gone from 20th to 10th. He's found 10 positions there in the opening 9 laps. Fantastic stuff indeed there. Mr. Raging Bull then has just done what I have done and what I should have got on Wednesday's race and he skipped across the chicane there. Sam Swift looking quick in a straight line though. Well, we are here in Miami. If you've just joined us, and hello. Of course, yes, we are here in Miami. It may not look like Miami because look at the rain. It is absolutely covered down. It's only light rain at the moment here, but we are surmising it's going to dry up because some drivers does seem to have good top end speed, which to us and of course to the commenters, as Indigo's got a 3 second penalty, would suggest that there is that they've got a dry setup on, which means they've got more top end speed then. And of course Sam Swift has got damage after he came to blows with cars down that back straight, which has opened the door to Percy, and Percy went through that door and has taken the lead at the Miami Grand Prix, but of course Sam Swift is not leaving him alone for any ounce of time. Goodness gracious me. Serious Rusham hit the like button. Yes indeed, a penalty for Keza. Keza's having a miserable run of form at the moment, isn't it? I think it's the worst form he's had since becoming a full-time pledged driver in ALR. Struggling at the moment then is Keza. Back at the front then it's less than it's about a tenth of a second there, but you can barely tell where the Aston Martin begins and where the Williams ends, and they're so close together on the over the start-finish straight once again. As you can see, there's starting to be a dry line for him, but then Kaz is starting to also get very interested in the back of this Williams car. Troy is in the pits. Why is Troy in the pits then? Is the rain getting heavier actually? It looks a little heavier than it started. Haas mechanics, where are they? There they are in the black and red overalls, and coming into the pits, and Troy stops on his marks, unlike what Piastri did. It's still intermediate tyres for Troy, eh? Troy is going for an undercut. He's doing the opposite of what he did in the Chinese Grand Prix a week ago. Also to the pits as well as Nosey. Also fresh intermediate tyres out for the former Grand Prix winner. Out he goes. Back at the front then, it's not a lot going on. I say it's not a lot going on. It's very tense, isn't it, at the moment? So that's going to trigger pit stops. Pit stops triggers pit stops like safety cars breed safety cars. So then, how is powerful is the undercut going to be on the intermediate tyres? Troy has come out right behind Nameless in 16th position there. Here's Menace. He is being a menace on the back of Coop, and Coop is going to may have to yield this one there, but he is on the inside, locking up the inside tyre. There is Menace. Menace trying to go on the outside, but Coop slams the door shut on the toes there of Menace there. But I feel that Coop, it's just a matter of time for Coop before he may find himself behind the Mercedes driver, mainly because that Mercedes driver looks very quick on there. Sam Swift has had a nightmare lap this way around then. I reckon this Sam Swift may be charging the battery potentially. No DRS in these conditions at the moment now. As you can see, there's very much a darker line forming there, but it's still too wet out there for the dry tyres. Yeah, the Inters burn up here. Sarah's Mushroom is saying it. So, if that's the case, then we've only done 10 laps so far. Then this is into the pits. There comes Sam Swift there. So Sam Swift then is coming in. Then is he going to change the nose cone then for the world champion then? Williams mechanics are ready and primed and ready to go. Then it is a wing change there. So and look at this. Look at how much time he's lost. Then it's an abundance amount of time there for Sam Swift. Is he going to get out in front of Troy? He should get out in front of Troy then because Troy is just coming across the start finish straight now. Then you do cut turn 1 here. Troy is through that. No, I think the Troy is through, is he? You'll see him that you cut turn 1. There he goes then. So Sam Swift, and that's an important part of this race. But how much time has he lost? That's an abundant amount of time there. Indigo coming out of the pits now. So now what is Percy going to do? Percy is now scampered off into the distance there, and has got a 2-second advantage. And looking back here, Immortal, followed by Lights, followed by Chappers, and Brabbitt's also still in third position there. Almost a 5-second gap at the moment. Serious Merchant mentioned that the intermediate tyres burn up here, which means this could potentially be a free stop strategy. That could it? Well, I don't think it's going to be. But so Troy's got appeared on lap 10 about, and then as Menace, is that debris come off of someone's car there? I'm not sure. We see it just in the back bit. They've still got their end plates there, but that's not ideal. As Menace all over the gearbox of Coupe, then they were side by side, well, more than side by side, down the back straight then. Or is it the highway? Serious Motion, though, as Troy's got a 10-second penalty for track limits. That is harsh, very harsh indeed. Then, and goodness gracious me, then, and coming out of these foul turn and Immortal into the pits. Then, so you can see that the pit lane there is the pit lane. There, of course, you've got a chicane there, which does lose you a bit of time. Brabbitt back up into second now. Also in the pits was Kaz as well. The Ferrari mechanics saying going to work that they should get out in front of Sam Swift. Where is Sam Swift? Then Sam Swift has got a 5.5-second deficit between himself and the car in front, but Sam Swift there is now going to be jumping past a lot of drivers here, because look at that, then he's also passed Immortal. That is incredible pace there, and look at that. He's not going to be too far away. Look at that, then Sam Swift with the front wing change, and he's very much back on the back of Kaz. That's incredible. Very incredible indeed. The camera racer looks like he's racing a shopping trolley into turn 1 of Miami there. Percy still leads by 7 seconds at the moment. As you can see that the battle behind there has been fantastic. Might be a free stopper, that says Serious Mushroom. Oh, it's surmising that then. It calls 10, 20, 30. So they might have a very fast final stint here, but not ideal, but free pit stops. Goodness gracious me. As the intermediate tyres, as Serious Mushroom said, burn up quite a lot around here. There's an opportunity here for Menace. Is he going to be through? That's a mega maneuver there. Fantastic stuff from Menace. You don't see that too often, but Menace now up into 5th position there. Hasn't pitted yet, but great maneuver there. In turns 1 to 20 laps for Sam. So that's what Serious Russia was saying. And so, yeah, we expect Troy and we expect Salmon again, and we expect Kazan. Percy's got a 7.3 second gap at the moment. Coupe there is gaining on the back at the moment, but it's too far back at the moment. Coupe is. The highest runner to pit then is Kaz, currently in 9th position. And there's a lot of drivers that are very much offstead in terms of strategy at the moment. I see the McLaren coming as well then. I think that was Coupe and was it Cam? It is Coupe and Cam coming in there as they go down into turn 1 then. We're coming up to half distance now in this very enthralling Grand Prix. Brave out by Menace. That was a ballsy maneuver, wasn't it, there for Menace there, because I think Coupe very gentlemanly there gave him room there, and kept, and of course because of that then he got through them. But of course they wouldn't have been able to do that with many drivers, had they? But Coupe there very much allowing them to the race fair and square, robust but fair, and that's what we love to see. And I love that word, robust. I heard it in commentary by Martin today. Fantastic. Well, actually it was done by, wasn't it by Max Verstappen's race engineer, potentially JP, Giampiero Lambiasi. So just Lights has got past Brabbitt, moved us over to second position. Now here comes Sam Swift there, through it up to second position there. Of course, last time he tried an overtake on Kaz, he did damage his front wing, but this time much more smoother. Yellow flags there, as something has got a ride for one of the Kick Saubers. And it was Mr. Rage struggling at the moment with performance. Mr. Rage has the last 2 races has really struggled. Mr. Rage has ammunition in China, and here today also ammunition with an early pit stop, and because of that then he's dropped right down the order. Kaz has got some speed tonight, hasn't he? Doing a superb job. Is the Ferrari driver then, Sam Swift, just in front of us at the moment. But Sam Swift then is going to be still in front of us because there's no DRS set. Percy's staying out then, and I think the Percy's committed to a 1 stopper, as has Chappers as well. Chappers in the pits now. I do think that these drivers came in the pits earlier on then. Going to have to do another stop then. So it looks like we've got a split between 2 stoppers and 1 stopper here. If the rain is consistent, and at the moment it has been consistent, it has been increasing slightly. slightly by intensity, but then getting lighter, they're getting heavier, but it's still intermediate conditions out there, which is as stable as you can be in Formula 1 racing, which is why I love F1, because it's never ever stable. A bit like me. We got Coop, who's got out in front, behind Chappers there. So Chappers has got a tyre advantage, and now he's also got the track advantage as well, as Chappers currently in 10th position there, driving superbly well this season, both of them are. But Chappers certainly my early driver of the season, but we've got a long way to go, of course. Former teammates, and I think also former chums at the moment now. Sam is in the driving seat, no pun intended, Serious Mushroom is saying. He certainly is now, as Sam Swift is flying out there. Kaz is still hanging on though, so doing a good job, Kaz. Percy has got an 8-second advantage over Lights, who's in second, with Brabbit in third position, but the top 5 have not pitted. Sam Swift has pitted and in 6th position, so is Kaz in 7th. Kaz in 7th. Troy also pitted in 8th position, but it's got 10-second penalty. Harsh. Can he get rid of that penalty? Potentially, but of course that is down to the steward's digression. Is that the right word? Potentially. Mortal's pitted, and Chappers also pitted as well. So it's just the top 5 that has a pit. Just as I say that, because instead of Keza's got a 3-second penalty into the pits. Out of the pits now comes Percy. And look at this, and Sam Swift is through and maybe takes the de facto leader. Kaz is all over the gearbox. Yes, and look, Percy, but he's got younger tyres by 3 or 4 laps here. So I think that if they can nurse their tyres from here on in, that'll be impressive stuff. But I think Percy's trying to go to the end now, because it's about half distance, as is Kez as well. It may not look fruity on circle at the moment, but I think in the long run, Percy may have the advantage here. Double William top 10. I hope I've not jinxed it. Serious Man saying Chappers in a superb 9th position. Sam Swift in 4th at the moment now. So we think the drivers that just pitted and are going for 1 stoppers here, and the drivers at 3rd, 2nd and 1st are also going for 1 stoppers as well. Back on board with the Ferrari here. And goodness me, am I very loud? Because it looks like I'm maxing out my mic here tonight. Right, we got Kaz, who's just coming on the back straight, and it's not leaving Sam Swift alone at all at the moment. See, very neat and precise here. It's point and squirt. This part of the circle is in the Ferrari. Did not do a Charles Leclerc there, as a very good 17th there for Kaz. Strong race today for Kaz. Kaz has really threatened this performance over the past couple of races. Qualifying has been superb, and now then really very much living up to the hype in the Ferrari at the moment, and gaining on Sam Swift, but not enough. And Sam Swift is quite happy in 4th position. It's the top 2 coming into the pits. It's the top 3 is all in the pits. They are indeed, as it is now Sam Swift who leads the way with Kaz in 2nd, and in 3rd position is Percy. Thank you very much, Serious Russian. I sound perfect. Well, I wish I did. If I did, I would probably be on High School Musical. Just flying underneath me now is Sam Swift, Kaz and Percy. I love to sound like Gabriella off High School Musical. Probably half you don't even know what High School Musical is, to be fair. That's a bit yonks to go then. Maybe Dirty Dads, actually. That's probably more of my remit, to be fair. With Patrick Swayze is just watching Lights just coming to the pits now. This is crucial for Lights' Grand Prix, as he's come out in front of these gaggle of 3 cars. Brabbit has come up behind Coop and Chappers, and this is going to hurt Brabbit, because he's going to have to get by, and the amount of effort and tyre wear he's going to use for getting by is going to cost him. So Brabbit and Young Lights, Sam Swift, and Percy are going for the long run here, and they're going for the 1 stop. I think everyone else is surely going to be 2 stoppers, and Menace as well also on a 1 stopper. So he has got past Cam and up into 11th position now. The earliest driver to come in the pits was Troy, who's done 6 laps on those intermediate tyres. Goodness gracious me, look at this queue behind here. It's Menace, Cam, Equals, Indigo in there, and Legends in there as well. And there's also got Keza also flying along in 15th position. Delando in 16th at the moment there. Mr. Raging Bull back in the pits at the moment. There's a nightmare race so far for Mr. Raging Bull, sadly. Top three once again. Then very much within a touching space of each other. Cam has dropped down 2 positions in the matter in the space of a few moments. I thought it stopped raining there, but we was looking backwards, weren't we? Kaz, who's now currently in 2nd position at the moment now, as Troy is stuffed with that 10-second penalty. So serious motion. I think that you can serve that 10-second penalty in the pits, so you could do 5 seconds. Then 5 seconds again if Troy needs to stop twice, of course. But yes, but if he doesn't need to stop, then he can potentially ask the stewards to override that if he is deemed not to be at fault. Then we didn't see what happened there. Percy, who's now on the back of the Ferrari, he's got 3 4-lap younger tyres than both drivers in front of him here. So I think that he has the advantage. He will have the grip there. Oh, he's hit the wall, Percy. Has that damaged the steering line there? And going on the inside then, go for the old switcheroo. And now into 2nd position. Not quite then. He's down into 3rd. And Kazar is going to get the blocking off it. Of course, Coop left that space for Menace, but not there. But Kaz didn't now, as this is the battle for the lead then. Kaz not as gentleman leader, and then Cam there, unfortunately getting pelts as well. Cam looks strong, but unfortunately he's dropping back now in this race. As the race goes on then, still 20 cars left in this race. Hats off to all the drivers out there. Legend's got 3-second penalty as well. Percy is through and up into 2nd position now. Kaz dropping down into 3rd. And so Sam Swift there, 7/10 to a second away at the moment. No, you serve all 10 seconds when you're in the pits, says Russia. Oh, do you? Oh, goodness me. You would think I don't play this game, wouldn't you? Goodness gracious me. So, that 10 seconds, that's going to be painful for Troy, eh? Yeah, you're right, Sir Russia. That's basically what you said then. That's all but ended this race, hasn't it, for Troy? Brabant is all, look at this. Brabant has lost 2.5 seconds because of where he came into the pits, and he came up behind Coop and Chappers. They're on a different strategy here. This is where Brabant needs to be using up his new tyres, but he's not. He is now losing time. He has lost 2.5 seconds to Young Lights. Young Lights is now gone. He's gone like the wind now, hasn't he? He's gone like the wind, as Young Lights. And now Menace is all over the back of Brabant then, because Brabant didn't get past these two under the pit stop window. Menace is now all over the back of Brabant. And unfortunately for Brabant then, this is going to be a bit of a sinking feeling. However, at the moment then, if things stay as they are, Brabant is looking at a de facto 4th position now. How do I work that out? I don't know. But I think in terms, but of course, that also doesn't. And Coop is through in 107 position. I worked that one out because, of course, all the one stoppers compared to the 2, of course, which is Percy, I don't think needs to stop again. I don't think Lights needs to stop again. I don't think Brabant needs to stop again. I don't think Menace needs to stop again. The rest of the grid, I think, needs to stop again, you know. However, I have been wrong on strategy calls. So do not be surprised if if that is not the case at all. As Equals and, my goodness me, it's a car park here under the overpass here. Oh, on the back straight now. Equals is the leading car here with Cam, Indigo, Keza is trying to get through. Keza also on the one stopper as well, but is losing so much time because he was quite the way back, wasn't he? Not Brabant's fault. Without DRS, it's so hard to pass, and it's very much old school. Brabant's lost out to Menace here. Menace is squeezed past, going into 17 now. And look at Equals. I thought the Cam was going to go through there. But now Equals is going to have to get defensive here, isn't there? Rain is still coming down this race. If it stopped now, I don't think we're going to get onto slick tyres now until the end of the race. Lights is past the Malta and up into 5th position. Lights using those new tyres to perfection here. Of course, the last of the car is a Red Bull. Chappers is lost out and Menace is flying through the field like a hot knife through. But looking foreground there is Coop, as in Soup there. Menace driving superbly well in the Mercedes car. Great stuff indeed. And we're just looking at this battle here. I was trying to catch it, and there it is. Cam is through past Equals. And now look at that. Keza in the background. And Keza on new tyres. And here comes Equals. They're coming back at him now. And gap at the front is 3/10 a second. We're keeping on that because they're coming on the back straight in just a jiffy. Chappers is Brabant's past Chappers finally. But is it too little, too late? Because he's already lost out to Menace. Maybe Chappers' tyres. Well, they've only done 5 laps. But look at this. This battle is getting very friendly indeed. not as friendly as these two here, because here's the lead, and Percy takes the lead then on those newer intermediate tyres. Kaz has dropped back, hasn't he? But Percy now leads with 10 laps to go in this Grand Prix. What is Sam Swift going to do? Has he got any battery power deployment now to have another bite of the cherry there? Kaz got past Equals, now in the top position. Those new intermediate tyres are looking strong at the moment. Down turn 17, we join this battle. Wow. Over the grid hatches once again, and we've got the Alpina Brabant followed by Chappers, and in the background they've all spread out ever so slightly now, because I think it got very cosy just a few moments ago, didn't it? Back at the front then, Percy leads, Sam Swift a second. The two championship protagonists then are going head to head, nose to nose, wheel to wheel for the win here in Miami then, and this is good. I feel this could be a start of what's been already a season-long showdown between these two drivers, hasn't it? Sam Swift there in China arrived and absolutely blitzed the competition, even with a wing damage there. Even with wing damage there, he's been superb. I say, here is Coop, who a menace on the outside and passes. Coop, what a manoeuvre. We only seen the end of that, but what a manoeuvre. Come on, Chapper, serious much for saying that, as Troy has lost out, and Troy's done 10 laps on these intermediate tyres. I don't think it might be another time where he comes to the pits, and Cooper's coming back at him now, and he's back up the inside. He's overshot slightly. Menace has gone back up and under. Cooper's on the inside. Great manoeuvre there from Menace. Great driving from Cooper as well. Love that. Fantastic stuff indeed. Both drivers gave each other space there. Superb stuff indeed there in these very difficult wet conditions here in Miami. And my goodness gracious me, great driving. 20 drivers still out on circuit as well. Hats off to all of you out there. Absolutely, I take my toupee off to you, my good sirs. This has been fantastic driving up and down the field. And going back to Serious Rush's comment, Chappers is currently in 10th position there at the moment. But I think the Chappers may need to make another stop. Well, he's kind of in the middle there, isn't he? Oh, my word there. That's Aston Martin looking very unstable there. And that's going to give Brabant some enticing indeed. As Serious Mushroom, Troy in the pits now is because of Serious Mushroom. Oh, Serious Mushroom, years of service then to the Haas team. And this is the 10-second penalty that is being served there for Troy. Look at it, it's an age. Troy, this race is over for Troy, eh? Oh my goodness gracious me, that 10-second, but we didn't even see what happened there. But even with the admin saying get rid of it, it's all done and dusted. The amount of well, he's still in front of Equals there, but the amount of pace that he's lost there is disappointing now for Troy. Brabant now then, can he get past Coop as well? Coop, last time we looked at these guys, Coop was struggling to get the power down. Now Brabant is looking very strong here. Can Brabant get through? He's on the outside, yes. Yes, he's done it, has he, Brabant? That's the pole setter. No, because Coop is trying to go back up and go back up the inside. But Brabant there is on the outside on fresher intermediate tyres. Gets in front of Coop there and plants his car right in front of Coop, so Coop can't get any momentum. Brabant up into 7th position, and then strong race for Brabant. Yes, he was on pole position there, but Rain, I think, is it Brabant's Achilles heel, Rain is? But 2 races in a row where he's been at the sharp end of the field, and both races he has struggled when it's rain then, so maybe I'm just looking into it too much there. Equals is through, passes Troy. Coop having a look, but nothing more than that then. Down into turn 17 then. So is anyone else going to go on to the 2-stopper here? And this is going to be a very long stint now, isn't it? Gold have done a great job, says Serious Mush. Hurts to say it. They've done a great job actually in the in these appalling conditions out there. They seem to thrive when it rains, don't it? Gold does. All the action seems to happen on a dry circuit, doesn't it? For Gold. Then Knowlesy has been lost out to nameless. Knowlesy down to 18th position in the Alpine car. I was going to say, if we got a bit of blue sky up there, but no, it is anything but that. It is white, it is miserable, it's the days long here, isn't it, in Miami? Which is unfortunate to say least, but hopefully silver and bronze will be able to put on some sun cream tomorrow then and enjoy the sun, which is why we're here in Miami. Is that we're not here in Miami to enjoy the rain. We are certainly here in Miami to enjoy the sunshine, but we've had none of it in the race today. We had a bit of it in the qualifying. It was absolutely splendid in qualifying, wasn't it? And really, I was about to get my knees out and get a bit of the old tan on the old legs then, as my legs are as white as the snow. And that's because I'm ginger, because otherwise I'll go red. I think Indigo was just off the circuit there, potentially there. And now the Mercedes then working together as Menace now moving past and up in at 5th position. They're flying along then. Immortal's done 10 laps on the intermediate tyres. Car's done 10 laps. 10 laps. Sam Swift has done 12 laps on the intermediate tyres, trying to get to the end from here on in then. Troy is going to be quick, as is Equal said. Both drivers have not got penalties yet. And that 23 out of 29 driver of the day will be coming up in just a jiffy. In terms of terms of the story of the races so far, there they are. Young Lights and Menace, both reserve drivers, and they're not eligible for driver of the day, but certainly both drivers done superbly well. There, Coop up 4 positions, good stuff indeed. Brabbit down 6 positions, but I must say, Brabbit has turn of speed in the last couple of races has been superb, hasn't he? So I'll put Brabbit in for driver of the day. Not going to make no bones about it. Percy up 5 positions as well, as Sam Swift also up 2 positions there. Car's also doing a good job, as if you relate to the performance of those drivers over the race, and so I think there's a lot of drivers that are really trying to turn their seasons around today. It's not white, it's snow, it's snowman's bone. So serious question. I'm not sure I was allowed to read that out or not, because that could have been going down a very dark path, which I should probably not wander down. Cam going inside, so Keza goes outside here. Cam defends quite nicely into the chicane and has kept the position nicely then. Let's take stock. We're on that 23 out of 29 then. We've got the story of the race on the left-hand side. Percy leads the way at the moment there in the Aston Martin. Going to extend it in the World Championship. Sam Swift to second. What could have been if Sam Swift didn't get that down and him and Kaz clashed, which is the highlight of the race so far. Well, I'm not sure if it's the highlight. I shouldn't really call it the highlight, should I? It's the talking point of the race so far. Sam Swift and Kaz clashing down this back straight here, which caused damage out to the Williams car, and I'm wondering if that's also made the strategy call for Sam Swift in the end. We'll ask him after the race. Lights in fourth position, great stuff indeed there for Lights, with Menace in 5th position. Both drivers come through the field quite nicely indeed then. 6th position is Immortal, strong drive for Immortal. Brabbit on pole position there. Lorraine has not out Brabbit today, but good hatful of points for Brabbit is good. Coop, great drive so far in 8th position there, with Chappers in 9th, lovely stuff indeed. Cam is in 10th with Kez in 11th position there. Kez then, if he gets past if Keza gets past Cam here, he could be a factor for the 2 drivers in front of us, 2.5 seconds in front of us, which is Chappers and Coop. Legends in 12th position. Had a bit of an anomalous race today, Legends does, but in 12th position there, which is not too bad. That McLaren car is not looking stable at all. Indigo in 13th position with Troy in 14th. That 10-second penalty has ruined his day, to be honest, because Troy very much is the leader of the 2 stoppers, along with Equals in 15th position. Delando in 16th, Nameless 17th. Camera race, a great qualifying race today. Has been a bit harder. 18th out, but in front of Knowles in 90th position. Mr. Raging Bull, hats off to him in 20th position on the outside, and goes Keza then. Contact with him in Cam there as Keza through and now up into 10th position there. Legends and Indigo also fighting as well. It's an advert about white paint. It's fine, Sean. I'm just a dirty-minded man. Serious Russian. Well, I apologise profusely. How dare I doubt you, my good sir? Here comes Brabbit then on the back straight. He's run out of oomph there in this Alpine, or shall I say, ran out of vavavoom in the Renault-powered Alpine, but not for much longer, as they will be going to Mercedes power by the sounds of it in 2026. I think it's too late for 2025 now, isn't it? So 2026 then, I think, is when Alpine will be going to Mercedes power, and they're also getting the gearbox as well by the sounds of it. So not ideal then for the Renault Works team to be going to a different engine manufacturer to power their cars. So that's not ideal, is it, to say the least, for the French manufacturer. But Renault have had a history of one of always bailing where it's where they go and gets tough. Of course, driver of the day is come up then is Percy, Sam Swift, Kaz and Coop. Of course, I think that those 4 drivers have had a very tough day. All of them have, to be honest. All of them deserve driver of the day for various reasons. Of course, Sam Swift recovering after a wing change there. Percy, after a disappointing qualifying there, just shot through the field, doing a great job indeed. Then Coop going up 4 positions there, really good stuff indeed there. And of course, Kaz there, who's really stood up in the seat of that Ferrari there, and did a good job in qualifying and the race as well. Well, I thought it's a done and dusted race between Keza and Cam, but it certainly isn't now. As these two are fighting for position. Oh, that's a horror show for Coop. He's got a 3-second penalty somewhere, and I think that we're just watching Cam and Keza getting all over the back of each other here. Coop has got a 3-second penalty. That is going to cost him to Sam Swift in the pits, and that's a very late manoeuvre for Sam Swift. That's very unusual. Why Sam's coming in the pits now? He hasn't got any time, I don't think, to make up on the pit stop loss. He's going to lose about 20 odd seconds in the pit lane. The Williams car is being serviced now on fresh intermediate tyres, but I feel that it's too little too late. It's going to be quicker than a hiccup, but Sam Swift may get that fast at that point, but he's not going to have enough time Sam Swift there isn't, to be able to make up for the time there. I went Sam because of Williams Serious Russia say, but never mind. As soon as Serious Russia put the driver Dave voted, Sam Swift decided to pit then. So maybe that was the reason why Sam Swift pitted at the inside there, getting through there. That's what fresh intermediate tyres does to you. A Mortal just couldn't fend off that position there. But so the gap then is about 4 seconds, and then plus 10 seconds. So he's about 10 seconds away from the podium now then, and Kaz is going to be in a career best second position there. For Sam Swift there, unusual to come in the pits there with just 4 laps to go in this race there, unless there is a slow puncture on the intermediate tyres potentially. He got an awfully long way on those intermediate tyres, and more than anyone else in this race so far. So he was, I think that he was starting to hit troubles then, Sam Swift there potentially. Not as much troubles as these two are having at the moment. Incredible racing between these two. This is the battle for the final point scoring position there, but we'll have a look at the penalties and Justin Jeffrey as well, because that is going to have the outcome. It's going to show us the outcome of this Grand Prix as well. And it's 6 seconds for Keza, so I think that Keza's just having fun now, because he's not going to be able to gain 6 seconds. Unfortunately for Coop, he's going to lose 8th position from Chapper, so Chapper's going to be happy to get an extra 2 points there if he can keep it clean and precise. Lights out of nowhere has all of a sudden blasted himself up into second position whilst we've been waffling on there. I didn't even notice the gap was coming down, and the lights up to a superb second there. Brabbit is lost out then to Sam Swift. Is now back up in 5th position. He might be able to get 4th. Well, actually, Sam Swift there is only 6 seconds away, 3 laps to go. I reckon he could actually get back on the podium. Maybe he was second here for Sam Swift then. Well, let's find out then. Maybe he's trying to get a personal challenge here, but then in terms of the championship, it's a very risky strategy there for Sam Swift. But what do I know? Just watching Indigo there, 6 seconds of penalties, unfortunately for Indigo. Tough old race this one's been tonight there. But Lights there, I think it's come out of nowhere, hasn't it? Well, he probably didn't, but unbeknownst to me, whilst we have been looking at other issues, and the cam is come off, has he? Or he's had an issue somewhere. Yellow flags was around that part of the circuit, but Cam has still got all his pieces in the right direction, which is always a good sign. But unfortunately for Cam, he's lost out to Legend, who's now on the outskirts of the points end. And Keza at the moment is actually getting into the points there, so a good stuff indeed there for Keza. Tara's given up serious much, saying he still drove an amazing with damage, and he did indeed. I think that that's why Sam Swift is probably does deserve driver of the day in this man's opinion. Yeah, so Sam Swift 1 lap. Oh, is that a 10-second penalty? That's very harsh if that's a 10-second penalty. Good grief. I don't agree with that one. Young Lights has got a 3-second penalty as well, which that is going to cost him second position, and that's heartbreak for Young Lights. He's got 2. Sam Swift set the fast on the race there. All on the back of Menace now is Sam Swift. He is Swift at the moment. He is flying out there with 2 laps to go. I reckon he can get back on the podium. That just shows what I know about this race. Incredible there for Sam Swift. They're flying there as Troy is now past Cam. Can Troy get some points then? Who's also on the 2-stopper like Sam Swift there. Equals is also on the other driver on the 2-stopper, and also thinks on the 2-stopper down the last position. Sam Swift, his favourite manoeuvre there, did the same thing to Menace's teammate Immortal, and now up into 4th position there as Cam and Indigo are going side by side, and I think that is going to get very hairy indeed then. It is hairy indeed, and Cam is lost out there because Indigo is through. Indigo's done 17 laps on those tyres. Contact! There's contact in between the 2 cars. Oh, and it's getting a bit personal there, isn't it? Goodness gracious me. And Equals there probably doesn't care if it gets personal. He just wants to get through. And my goodness gracious me. And Equals, and oh dear, that's the No, and that looked a bit clumsy from all drivers there. The Cam then unfortunately damaged the car. A difficult season, a difficult start to the season continues. Sam Swift is absolutely flying that. I was thinking that perhaps that, oh goodness me, I was thinking that pit stop late on then was a mistake, but what do I know? My goodness me, and he's through it up into third position there. And Cam's got another penalty there. On the final lap, he's got 2.5 seconds to make up over Lightsen. And Kaz has been on the podium for all 95% of the race. And now Menace is through. Menace is coming at him as well. Oh, goodness gracious me, then Kaz could lose out fourth here as well. Goodness gracious me. It doesn't rain, but it pours. Said was Percy is out in front. There's an Alpine there having a half spin there. I think that was Knowlesy. Unfortunately, difficult day for Knowlesy, but I think the Menace is now, ideally, is now hunting down the Ferrari Casa, while Sam Swift is hunting down the RB of Lights here. Goodness gracious me. Wonder if that's wonder if that's how Troy got the 10 seconds as well. So there's much saying. Yeah, I think that is not that is absolutely shocking if that's how he got the 10-second penalty. That is rubbish. When he was on board with, I think it was Cam, wasn't it, who got that penalty? That was absolutely shocking. Menace! Oh goodness me! Oh my God, he's forcing his way through, and then Kaz is not going to be. Oh, and Kaz had to back out there, and Menace through and up into fourth position, and my goodness me, and Kaz is down in the fifth now. That this is heartbreaking. And look at this! Here comes Swift then, and we've also got Percy 5 seconds on the road as well, but Sam Swift there, an extra pit stop. And he is still, and he's going to finish almost where he got that pit stop as well. Percy out of the final turn, and Percy to let Knowlesy through. And Percy wins the Miami Grand Prix. Fantastic stuff indeed there. Lights defended for all he's worth. And Lights gets second. No, Sam Swift gets second. I think. How does that happen? I thought he was, okay. Young Lights got a 3-second penalty. Percy won the race. Sam Swift's late stop then, moving himself back up to second, and Menace in third, Kaz in fourth, with Lights down to fifth, Brabbit superb sixth in the end. Immortal, Chappers, Coop, and Troy is going to complete the top 10 there. Young Lights, can't believe I got that last penalty today. So Young Lights said, I forgot about the penalty. Otherwise, I might not have been so excited. Well, that was an action-packed race as well. Hats off, by the way, to everyone who's kept going. Indigo is struggling to get to the end, and I'm wondering if he's out of fuel. Is he? No. And Knowles has got a 10-second penalty as well for cutting the chicane there. But today is Percy's day, and as we're on board then, and Percy is going to extend his lead in the championship. To the championship then to 10 points then at this very early stage of this World Championship battle, and that is also Lucas Percy's 20th Grand Prix win. So Lucas Percy now winning 20 Grand Prix, which I think that actually means he is the second highest winner in ALR history. I think it was anyway, actually, wasn't he? But second highest Grand Prix winner in ALR history now, just behind Emerson now, the double world champion. So good stuff indeed there for Lucas Percy. Carl's tyres was on 94%, so that's why he was really struggling. And what a drive, says Serious Mushroom then to Lights. Well, it was a great drive from Lights out. In fact, 3-second penalty didn't count in the end, and that was costly. Final classification then from the Miami Grand Prix is like this. It is Lucas Percy, 20th Grand Prix win of his career. Sam Swift Ninja second today. What happened? What if he didn't get that wing damage there? But 19 points, so it's actually 9 points, not 10 points. Menace from 20th to 3rd. Kaz in 4th position. 5th is Light Said. 6th is Brabbit. Then 7th is Immortal with Chappers. 8th, 9th is Coop, and 10th is Troy. What would have happened if he didn't get that 10-second penalty as well? Kez in 11th, Equals 12th, Legends 13th, Delando 14th, Nameless 15th, Camero 16th. 17th is Cam, 18th Mr. Rachel Ball, Indigo 19th, and Nolte 20th position. All 20 drivers completed that race. Hats off to you all indeed then. Wow, what a fantastic race that was then, and I must admit that was pretty good stuff indeed, wasn't it? Really, absolutely magnificent stuff indeed. Of course, the gap is 9 points in the championship now between the top two. Then, but this is going to be a ever long battle for the championship. Then I think all the way through them. But hats off to person who is now only 2 wins behind Emerson, because Emerson's got the most wins in gold history with 22, I believe. And hang on, let me get my old book out. No, I'm miles off. It's actually 33 wins that Emerson's got, not 22. Yeah, Emerson's got 22 pole positions, but yes, so Percy has got to 20 Grand Prix wins now, so he is second, but he's still 13 wins away from Emerson. Goodness gracious me. That man was a little OP, wasn't he, when he was driving under two-time world champion? Tomorrow night, it is the silver champion. It's a silver race as well in Miami. Hopefully, we'll have better conditions then with better conditions than, of course, because we came in for sun and sea, not for rain and water. Well, actually, we may come for water as well. Mumford leads the championship with beats in second position there. Gorda missed last week's race, and hopefully he's back in action then, because that is a lot of points he's lost last week. Plotter's in fourth position there with Jay Higgs doing a good job in fifth position there. But thinking about that, it's certainly the top four is in the championship contenders conversation. That is going to be it then for me tonight, because don't think everyone's joining me, sadly. Wait. As soon as I say that, Percy does jump in the commentary box there, just as I was about to finish. Percy, what a race today. This is your 20th Grand Prix win of your career, but more importantly, you extend your lead in the championship then after 6 rounds. How are you feeling about that?
Feeling pretty good, yeah. I think on pace today, yeah, Sam would have completely destroyed everyone on this field today. I think it was lap 2 or 3. Him and Kaz had a bit of a collision coming up into the penultimate corner, and a bit of debris come flying off of Sam's car. So I think he was held back a bit due to the damage, but I picked up on the scraps and yeah, like you said, extended my championship lead.
Are you concerned about Samson's pacing? Because over the last 2 Grand Prix in 2 very different circuits, he has certainly been head and shoulders very quick compared to the rest of the field. Then, are you concerned going into the next round, which I think is in Imola? So, are you feeling worried about that?
Not too worried because obviously I know he's very quick. I'm more worried about my pace and where this drop of form's come from. I mean, you look after Australia, my pace is pretty good, and then all of a sudden since China, I've just really been struggling. I think last week in China, I was pretty lucky to end up on the podium. I think it was again just picking up on the scraps, and today, yeah, just managed to pick my way through. Fortunately, it was wet, and I do like to say I'm pretty quick in the wet, but I think it's more about trying to improve on my pace. I think it's probably my own fault for not playing the game as much as most people. But I think hopefully I can try and keep with Sam. I mean, like you've seen today, even with the wing damage, he still managed to just stay with me and then at the end carve his way back through the pack. I think that was a brilliant strategy call from himself because I think otherwise his tyres probably would have died. So yeah, it was a good strategy call from him. Unfortunately for me, I was hoping he wouldn't have got back up to P2, but it just showed that his pace was mental today, getting back up to P2.
Are you concerned more about your qualifying pace or your race pace? Because your senior race pace seems to be good with getting a second and a win here today, but in qualifying you've had to come through the field then, which potentially has put you on the back foot. Maybe it's a bit lucky today. So are you more concerned about qualifying pace or race pace?
I mean, it's pretty easy to tell, really. Qualifying pace is just absolutely horrendous. This game, last year's game, I've just not got to grasp with one lap pace. I've tried improving on it multiple times, tried flicking things in the setup, changing the aero, changing the tyre pressures, brake bias, everything. I just can never seem to hook up a qualifying lap. I think today I was pretty lucky getting through into Q Q3 because I think it was Troy had a bit of a blunder, so I think otherwise he would have knocked me out. So like I said, I have been getting pretty lucky recently, and yeah, I just think improve on that one lap pace, and hopefully I should um, maybe be able to fight even more with Sam.
But congratulations on your 20th Grand Prix win of your career. Fantastic start that is. I love that. Brilliant stuff from Dane today, Percy. Good job. Let's come to Sam Swift then, who was certainly swift today. And as Percy said, that last pit stop then was absolutely incredible call. I was doubting you, Sam Swift, but I should never doubt you because goodness gracious me, you really know how to race an F1 car. But first of all, talk us about that incident between yourself and Kaz on the back straight. Then that looked a bit peculiar.
Yeah, it was weird. I kept true to my line on the outside, and then Kaz moved. Well, obviously he did the defensive maneuver, which he moved left, but then he obviously moved to right, and then he moved too much right, and then he knocked my front wing off. I just didn't change my line one bit, so he was just squeezing me a bit too much, which obviously knocked my front wing off, and then screwed me for the entire race. But yeah, that's just the way the cookie crumbles, as they say. You get luck, and then sometimes you don't get luck. And today I was pretty unlucky, even though I could have probably won this race by a country mile. But that's just how this championship goes. I need to start getting a bit better with the older racecraft and trying to leave probably a bit more space than you should anyway, because some people they need a bit extra more space. So I'll just have to be aware of that for the rest of the season. If I want to have a championship fight with Lucas, because at this rate he's just going to be pulling away. It's going to be Lucas's championship to lose.
How much you said you was going to win this race? You think you were going to win this race by a country mile? Was there when you damaged the front wing? Was you thinking about maybe I should come in the pits early on? How did that change your strategy? Because was you going to stick to a one stopper, or was you always going to stick to a two stopper?
With the way that the tyres, no, if I would have stuck to a one stopper, I would have got a puncture. So I think I was always going to have to go for a two stopper. It's just I lost a bit extra more time because I had to wait an extra 7-8 seconds because of the front wing. If I didn't have that, then obviously it would have changed, because I only finished 5 seconds off Lucas. So if you got rid of the extra 7 seconds for a front wing stuff, I would have been just bet on that basic math. I would have won. So, but it swings and roundabouts. So.
And how you mentioned about giving people more width and of course going on a bit more of a wider berth. But today you could have been leading the championship, so you don't seem too frustrated by it. You seem a bit chilled out. Is that because of the amount of races coming up? Is that because of the speed you got in the car at the moment? Why are you so chilled?
I'm chilled because I didn't think, honestly, at the start of this game, I didn't think I had the pace for a championship fight. There's been a couple of races, well, quite a lot of these races I've been lucky enough to be near the front. Like in Bahrain, I got knocked out in Q1 and still managed to get into to P2 by the end of the race. So, obviously my race pace, I'm better in the race pace than qualifying, but I managed to improve my qualifying pace now. It's just I'm more relaxed now because I know that my best circuits are at the end of the season. All these circuits I'm rubbish at compared to the last 7 or 8 circuits at the end of the season. So I just needed to get as much points as possible in this first half, and then hopefully I can start winning multiple races in a row. I'll say that now, but I'll still bottle it.
But you've been supreme today, and I've got to say the last 2 races have been quite scary from an opposition's point of view. Is it going to be the same again in Imola? Because the last 2 races have been quite different circuits, and you've been absolutely incredible. Same again in Imola?
I've only been good at the last 2 races because it's been wet, and I think I'm a lot better in the wet on the dry in this game, and I've been on that for most F1 games. So I think the only way I'm going to be at the top half of the the top 3 anyway, is if it's a wet race, because if it's dry, I suck around Imola. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm barely scoring points or not even scoring points at all, but we'll see.
It is Imola though, and rain's going to be very much on the cards. Well done today, Sam Swift. Brilliant job to second position, especially as it looked quite bleak after lap 2. Well done today. Brilliant stuff. And Menace, 3rd position. And I must say, I wasn't expecting to be talking to you today because you was at the back of the field then after a peculiar issue that happened in qualifying. Something about your steering wheel.
Yeah, it was peculiar indeed. I don't actually know what happened. I left the pits. I was waiting a little bit before I jumped in the cockpit, and then I just exited the pits, gave it a little bit of throttle on the exit, and I was registering like 90 degrees of input, but it only registered about 10. So before I knew it, I was just heading towards the wall, and I should have just come off the throttle and like flicked it and spun the rear out to try and slow it down before hitting the wall, but I'd hit the brakes, and yeah, just my right wheel just popped off.
That is such a shame we didn't see it on stream. I mean,
Yeah, it would have been one for the fail compilations at the end of the season or something like that.
we certainly love a bit of those. But going on to
Yeah.
bigger and better things, and the race itself, man. Down in 20th position, then it was going to be a bit of a hard fight, especially with no DRS. But today's race, you was absolutely sublime indeed, then, and you was one of the 5 or 6 cars that stayed out when everyone else was coming in for their first stops quite early on. Then, what was the thinking behind that? Was that the thinking if you needed to do something a bit different to the rest of the drivers, or was that your plan all along?
First of all, thank you, Sean. And second of all, it was after that first stint, I got away quite well. I got a decent enough start, and I was just keeping pace. So I saw obviously Sam got the front wing damage, and he pitted. But I knew it was probably a bit early looking at my own tyre wear to try and get an undercut. Obviously, I wanted to undercut the people that were in front of me because I would have been quicker and then try and get the track position. But I just waited. I wanted good tyres towards the end because midway through, Jeff said it wasn't going to go to dry, so I knew it would be a one stop on the Inters, and I just wanted those fresher tyres at the end. And yeah, I drive as quick as I could, and it paid dividends at the end. I managed to catch cars and stay within Lights' penalties. So yeah, it was about as good as I could have hoped for there, to be honest.
One thing I was very impressed with is I think he timed it to perfection to get out in front of, I think it was Coop and Chappers, and Brabbit got stuck
Yeah.
behind those two. That was absolutely superb stuff indeed. Did you time that on the map? Because that looks superb.
Yeah, I knew I just had to kind of pick them off. I got past Brabbit. I can't actually remember, to be honest, but I think it was a bit of an unorthodox place. But as I say, no. Oh, I think it was the last corner, and I managed to just get away because my straight line speed was decent. And then I just had to try and time the next two on Chappers and Coop, I think it was, just to pick one off at a time and get past. And because it's difficult to follow a car in the wet on this game because it just is, the curves slippy and you can make mistakes if you follow the same line. So yeah, it worked out. I used a bit of racecraft tonight. I had to after making that silly error.
And of course, I think it's just a matter of time before you get the a Grand Prix win. So when do you reckon that's going to come for you then? Have you got a race coming up where you think, oh, I'm gonna nail that, I'm gonna win this race?
If I'm completely honest, I wouldn't know. I don't know because at the end of the day, anything can happen in the races. I've got a couple of stronger tracks. Imola is one of my stronger circuits. The high speed tracks, Canada, Imola, Qatar towards the end of the season.
I was gonna just say to
they're my
Butty,
stronger tracks.
if you do Imola, Max, no one's beating you. Imola is going to be your track. It's so obvious. I've raced with you constantly. Imola is going to be your track. It's going to be a whitewash.
I've got the pressure now.
I'm going to be saying that over the stream then next week when you race. I'm like, it's Medicine's Max to lose. Really well done today, guys. Fantastic stuff and brilliant job then. And Percy getting his 20th Grand Prix win of his career. Sam Swift on the podium and Menace also completing the podium as well. And that's going to be it then for a very wet and miserable Miami Grand Prix. We are back tomorrow in silver. Mumford has a slender 13-point lead in the championship. What can Ultimate Beast do to bounce back? Can Gordo score some high points to reel in the points opportunity you missed last week? You'll have to find out tomorrow.